It's okay. I can hear it.
Okay. I hear a scream occasionally, and that's it. That's the only thing I'm hearing. So let me try turning. Is your volume for the sound set to like 200% or something, Sako? Or is it in the
Now let me
middle?
check.
For
Turn it up.
Looks like it's about 105.
okay, that's just really quiet on my side. I'll turn mine up a little bit. All I was hearing is just that occasional like weird scream thing. So cool. All right, go ahead, G.
Alright, guys. Where you left off is what was supposed to be a boss fight, but wasn't too hard when Akasha took down that half-orc wizard with a one-shot arrow, and then you guys killed off that little brain thing, and the Mind Flayer got up and left. And then you found who you found out to be Floon on the ground. Looked like not very physically beat up, but definitely dazed and very weak and tired. And you were assuming that little brain creature or the Mind Flayer both were draining him mentally. We're trying to dig through his brain for information. So
Cool. I mean, I guess because he was already speaking afterwards after we killed off the brain thing. So we were, I guess, already planning on heading out and everything. Was there anything else in this place that you guys wanted to look at?
I think we were good in this spot. I don't know if we're going to do like a long rest or anything after.
You cut out there at the end there, Sako. Do what?
Oh, sorry. I just didn't know if we were going to do a long rest or anything after that.
I mean, we should probably get Floon back first, because we got to, at least as far as we know anyways, Volo, who we're turning him into, is back at the Yawning Portal. So we could, take Floon, because resting here wouldn't be safe, but we could take him back to the Yawning Portal and then rest there, because that'd be presumably a safer spot unless, more trolls want to hop up out of the hole in the floor. Maybe we'll talk to Durnan about the OSHA reparations about getting that hole patched up.
yeah. Floon's definitely tired, but I mean, if you guys did want to check it out, as long as you guys, take care of him, then he can get around with you guys. He's not like getting ready to die, kind of tired. He's just definitely wore out. So, if you guys want to get him back, you can, or if you want to explore, you can too. Just obviously make sure you guys keep an eye on him so nothing happens to him.
Yeah, I mean, we can. It's just there's basically a potential safety risk there, is all. But I don't know if there's So Ben, the map stuff that I went over with you. Okay, so that right there is like all I hear. I don't hear anything else. I just hear that weird scream.
That was loud.
I mean, that part's fine. It's just like I don't hear any other music. I have it turned up all the way. Like all I hear is just that scream. Okay, I think I hear a little bit in the background now. It's just really quiet. Okay, no big deal. I was just curious. Anyway, we can explore more in here though. Just there's a potential liability of risking our money. But Ben, when we went over the map thing, I guess I'll say it to you this way, without it being a meta question, is there stuff that we should still explore, in your opinion, or should we head back and turn Floon in? Obviously, it's a meta question, so...
It wouldn't have anything to do with the story outcome one way or the other. I'll just put it that way. So, there's nothing overly important. And if it was not done, then it wouldn't affect the story or the quest. So.
Okay. What do you guys think?
So it's up to you guys. And Floon just says, well, he asked what time roughly you guys think it is, if you know. Because you guys came in the morning and you guys were down here for an hour or so, so I'm guessing, probably noon or so. What do you guys think? Because you guys probably got up at about 8, maybe came down.
I mean, this is all still the same day. So I mean, we went to the warehouse. Basically, we went from the Yawning Portal.
Oh yeah, that was.
Yeah, so we went from the Yawning Portal out to the dock ward, which however long that walk takes. As big as this city is, that probably took half an hour, 45 minutes maybe. And then we went to the Skewer Dragon, and then to Zernin shop, or not Zernin, Zoblov shop, and then Durnan, then the warehouse, and then here. So all of that, like through the time that it took to do all of that, especially investigating the warehouse and kind of looking through stuff there, we're probably looking at like 1 or 2 p.m. Maybe even a little bit later.
So he's saying, okay, well, if it's afternoon, then I could assume Volo is going to be looking for me. I'm assuming he's the one that sent you guys after me. And if you guys want to find him, he's probably drinking at the portal by this time.
What do you guys think?
Probably be safer to take him back now.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, just roll them back. Yeah.
Okay. And so you guys just going to retrace your steps, or did you want to actually walk out?
I think we'll.
Retrace your steps, then-
Yeah. So from the map, I went over it with Ben a little bit. I was pretty sure that it was designed a different way, and that we probably shouldn't have come this way. We basically, it wouldn't have been reliant upon finding the secret door, of course, because the map wouldn't have been designed that way initially. But if we go back the same way we came, there's of course less risk of running into any other encounters. But we could go, if there is anything else in here. Ben said they're not important ones, but just for fun, we could, if you guys wanted to go bash some skulls on the way back out. Which to do that would be going straight north. It looks like where that hallway is, that goes under. So this map isn't drawn very well, but basically, let me draw a line right here. Right here, that's actually a wall. That's above and below basically. So that does not go into the water at all on either side. So those two lines that I just drew, it's a passageway that is under another passageway. The one above is the one that's the water, and the floor that we are on goes underneath that. So we can't just go up there and then turn right. We'd have to go back out the way that we came, which would be fine. But if you guys want to go straight north, we can presumably, whatever other encounters are in here, we would go through those, which does mean, of course, risking Floon potentially. Go out the way we came?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, let's do that. All right, G. Yeah, so we'll just go back out the way we came, I guess.
Okay.
Back through the sewers, following the yellow marks, of course, the way back.
All right, now, just for the fun of it, can any of you just give me a d20 roll, please? Doesn't matter which one.
Taco, you want to roll it?
Okay, good. So on the way back out, you guys just retrace your steps and don't notice anything out of the ordinary. Floon can mostly walk on his own, but you guys gotta kind of, hold him up, one hand on your shoulder kind of thing. So, but he is able to mostly walk on his own.
All right, so we head out of the sewers and start making our way back to the yawning portal then.
Okay. All right, and when you guys walk into the portal, it is the same loud place as always. Huge thing with the giant hole in the middle of the floor for no reason. Everybody drinking, all different kinds of people, and you guys do look over and see that he's actually by himself, but Volo is having a drink, sitting at a table across the way.
Do you have a thing for a Sirenscape thing for switching back to yawning portal?
Oh. Thank you.
It'll be an earlier chapter probably, because it'll be, unless there's like one for returning to.
Coming up right now.
But we'll help Floon over to the table where Volo is.
All right, and when you guys come around where he can actually see you, then he looks up and he sees Floon and he gets excited. He sets his drink down and says, "There you are! You guys did it, man! I can't believe you're here. I'm so happy to see you." And he runs over and gives him a big hug. So.
Yeah. Turns out it was
That's loud.
Turns out it was a case of mistaken identity. It looks like he was kidnapped in place of a nobleman who the Xanathar Guild and the Zentarum are fighting over. They believe, anyways, this nobleman could potentially have information about finding a big stash of gold, and hence Floon was taken in that nobleman's stead. We also rescued the nobleman. He was being held as well, but they're both safe now.
Oh, all right. Okay, so I'm guessing it's got to be, and then Floon speaks up and says, "Yeah, it's Rainier." He says, "Oh, okay, yeah, I get it. About the money. That makes sense. And they were mistaken identities. Okay, all right." He says, "How's that sound level?"
It's a tiny bit loud, but it's fine. It's not
Okay.
obstructing. It's fine. Oh, you know what? It's probably loud because I turned mine up on my side, actually. So.
All right. And Volo says, "Oh, well, I guess you guys are gonna want your reward, but I gotta confess that I don't have as much money as I said I was gonna give you guys." And he kind of just looks all disappointed. So, you guys gonna? How do you guys react?
Definitely scowling. That means go ahead,
Sorry, I'm just gonna kind of stand up and lurk around him because that's kind of unacceptable.
Okay.
I mean, the
Good.
question of 330 gold for finding a friend of his was pretty outlandish anyway, but I mean, it was a deal, so he's gonna need to pay up.
He says he sees Eldor standing up over him, and he sees Rob getting mad, getting ready to, kick his ass or at least get angry. He says, hold on, I didn't come empty-handed. I think this is even worth more. Here." And he holds out.
Oh, is it a treasure map? If it's a treasure map, I'm gonna be pissed. The gold's under here, I promise.
So, and he hands out a scroll tube, and he just takes it out. So, are were you gonna? He kind of like covers his hand, or like over his face with the other hand, but he's kind of shaking and holds out this little scroll tube to you guys.
I mean, I'll grab it and open it. What is it? Is it a treasure map?
When you look at it, he says, "You know what that is? It's a deed to a property here in Waterdeep. A nice big house. It's yours. I mean, it has to be made official by the magistrate, but you guys can have it if you want it. I mean, it's the only thing I have to offer as a reward. Nobody would think property would be really worth it, but this place is nice, and that's why I lied and said that I had all that gold for you guys. I hope you don't hate me."
So instead of a reward of money, you're giving us a mortgage payment.
It's a work in progress, I guess. Just look towards the future, kind of thing.
Cracked foundation, needs new windows, needs new floors, needs to be painted, all that stuff.
He's like, I'm sure there's the carpenters might want to help you, the Carpenters Guild or something. Oh no, you guys can make it work, right?
I don't know that we have much choice. I mean, it's either nothing or a beat up house or something. I guess. What do you think, Sako?
I'm just gonna gently grab his arm and just start pulling off rings and looking at bracelets and any type of jewelry.
Unfortunately, he's not wearing much, but
Yeah, you left
he
all
says
that
it
at
really
his
is a
house,
nice place.
which is of
I
course
promise.
is much nicer than the place you gave us. I bet.
He says it's over there at Troll Skull Manor down in Troll Skull Alley. You'll like it. Nice big building.
Hang on,
I think it's worth it.
I gotta take a note here. What was it called? Troll Skull.
Troll Skull Manor
Alright.
is the name of the place, which you guys, if you accept it, now own, and it's located in Troll Skull Alley.
Now, is this a manor like in name only? Is this like a a shack, or is it a manor? Like is it just conveniently called that because he needed to spice it up for the price or something?
He says, "No, that one's not an exaggeration. It's a 4-story manor. It's a nice place. It really is. I mean, it needs work, yeah, but it's
4
great
stories.
building, so yeah, it's a pretty nice place. Again, just needs a little loving, spruce it up a bit."
Any of you guys have like any experience painting and building porches and shit like that, patching holes in walls?
Nope.
Well, I do know there's a shop not too far away from there called the Bent Nail, and they work with wood. So, I mean, he's a really good carpenter. He can make a lot of stuff. He could probably help you guys out, I'm sure.
If we're gonna be
Going to
fixing this
shop.
place up, though, we're gonna need straight nails, not bent nails. So I don't know how that's gonna help.
Well, the Home Depot's not open till next week. So
Is that next to the Fantasy Costco?
the big orange store's right next to the fancy Costco.
Well, what do you guys think? Should we go check it out?
Might as well.
Reluctantly, yeah.
There's probably gonna be a basement full of goblins or some shit, anyways. Something we have to clear out of the place. Maybe just hobos.
And he says, "Oh, one last thing before you guys go there. They claim that this place is haunted. A lot of people say that they've heard a poltergeist around there, and
I'm standing back up. I'm taking off every ring and piece of jewelry on him right now, very, very politely, and just smiling.
He says the news just keeps getting better. And I know you guys are going to love this part too.
He
but
loves
if you guys-
smearing shit on the walls, right? That's what the
Yeah,
poltergeist does.
if you guys are there, and if it really is haunted, can you guys take notes for me for my new book? I'm going to be writing a guide to spirits and specters.
And how much you pay us for that? 3,000 imaginary gold?
Yeah, I'll make it by then. My new book's going to sell big time. I'll give you guys lots of money for it.
Alright. Alright, sounds good. Let's go check the place out.
Okay.
Oh, well, you know what though? So, I mean, it's the afternoon. It's not really long rest time yet. So, how tapped out are you guys as far as resources? Like, should we rest before we go there?
I'm pretty tapped.
And if there's a poltergeist, that might be a fight we're walking into. I'm fine. I don't have. I'm like 100% basically. I've used all my hit dice, and I've got a small scratch still, but that's it. Other than that, I'm good to go.
Yeah, I've got one spell.
Out of spells, but I've still got a hit die left.
Anybody dinged up other than the small scratch I've got?
I'm only missing 3.
I'm pretty good.
If you guys wanted, it's up to you guys. If you want to go take a rest, well, here actually, if you just want to stay at the Yawning Portal, Volo says, as another act of kindness that he'll pay for your guys' room and board again, since he owes you guys so much with that possibly haunted house. So
that's what he says. But what'll happen is we'll wake up in the morning and he'll be gone, and the innkeeper will be like, time to pay up your bill.
Yeah, exactly. And then he says, still, you guys obviously can check the place out, but we still need to make it official. I'm going to go now after I'm finished with this drink and set up a meeting with the magistrate so that way we can make this official for you guys. But, I mean, it ain't going to be any earlier than tomorrow. Of course, they're not going to get it done today. It's already mid-afternoon, so...
Do we need to go to that?
Yeah, you're going to need to be there so you can sign the papers and everything.
Okay, alright. Well, then we should
It doesn't take long once it's set up, but...
Yeah, I guess it makes more sense then. I mean, it isn't time yet for a long rest, but we might as well just kill the afternoon, get drunk or something, and then just rest, and then we can go in the morning with Volo to the magistrate. Or did he mean to go this afternoon to the magistrate?
He's going to go and set the appointment up, but it's they're not going to. The magistrate's not actually going to be there, so it's not going to happen until tomorrow. But he's going to leave today to get it set up, so that way it's not delayed. So that way you guys should be able to get it done tomorrow. He says. So.
Yeah, probably just hang out here then. What do you guys think?
I say that's fair. We don't even touch that house until it's officially ours.
Yeah.
Sounds good. All right. Well, anybody want to play cards?
We got to find a way to make some money.
I need to go find a tanner.
I mean, the sun isn't good enough. Like, I don't know if there's tanning beds in Waterdeep.
No, like somebody that works with leather.
Oh, that kind. Okay, all right. Yeah, I suppose we could, go spend some of the gold we found, since Volo was so cheap to, we got a whopping 30 gold total out of him for this whole endeavor, other than this broken-ass haunted house.
He says, Volo says, Troll Skull Alley has some decent shops down there. I'm sure there might be somebody there that can help you with some leather working.
We could go look at the place, and check out the outside of it anyways while he's handling that, and then we can come back and rest for the night. What do you guys think? Do some shopping?
Yeah, that works. We can sell 1 or 2 pages of that magic bird paper.
Well, we got a good amount just from the silver and the paintings. I think, was it $350 each? I've spent a little bit, but I mean, we have at least a good amount of money already. I have 366 left myself.
Yeah, and then actually some extra money found too, which I forgot to distribute into the party inventory. It's in Akasha's inventory too, the money that you found in that chest with those 2 healing potions.
Yeah, I forgot to show you how to do that.
So.
I had that on my list of things to go over with you, G, but I forgot to show it to you.
I forgot about that too till now.
So, do you want to just do that real quick? I can walk you through it.
Sure. I'll go back and see what it was. Yeah, it's not too far back to make sure exactly how much money it was. And then I'll know to have.
If I mean, if
Akasha
it's
there.
only a little bit, it really doesn't matter much. I don't remember how much it was.
It was 16 gold, 82 silver, and 250 copper.
Yeah.
So
We can throw it in there just so that you learn how to do the split.
let's do it.
So I can't see the DM side, so I'm going to do this from memory. But bring up the party window, which is the very top right of the small buttons. Looks like a couple of people standing next to each other.
Party sheet.
Yeah. When you have that up, bottom left corner, I think it is. Top left corner is a boxes for individual coinages. You just put how many is in there, how many of each kind is in there, and then there will be an arrow below that points down.
Okay.
And so once
The
you've put in,
arrow.
once you've put all those in, you press that arrow, and it'll automatically distribute to. Oh, sorry, you have to put us in the party first. So, yeah, we're not in the party yet. So go ahead and you can put the coins in, but then go over to I think the order tab, or even the main tab or whatever.
Let's see the main tab. Oh, drop NPCs here to add party members. Or
Drop PCs here, yeah. So drop us all in there. Obviously, don't put Ghost in there. You could potentially use Ghost for the marching one, but don't worry about that right now. That's basically for formation issues, in case that's ever a problem later on for watch orders and stuff like that. But anyways, now that we're in the party, once you put all the coins in the parcel coins section, when you press that arrow, it'll automatically split them up and divvy it up equally. And if there's anything that can't be divvied up, like if there's 2 coins and there's 3 party members, it'll leave the 2 coins there, and then later on you can just add to it and then split them. There we go. Yep.
Looks like there was like 1 gold piece, 1 silver, and 1 copper left.
Exactly. Yep. So those can just stay in
Cool.
there, or somebody can take them. Doesn't matter. But basically, if you add to it later and it comes out to an even number, then it'll split them equally.
Okay, and just to double check. Hope I didn't put it there. Okay. How do I add the deed to your inventory? I have a little thing here. Do I just drag and drop on your inventory the deed for the Troll Skull Banner? There actually is a little
if there's already an info button, you just drag it and drop it. Yeah, you can drop it in the party items and just leave it there if it's something that we would share amongst ourselves. If it's something that an individual needs to carry, like basically, so I generally I try not to use the party inventory at all until there is something of a storage type thing for the party. So whether that's like if you guys had like a a bank, a base somewhere and you're leaving it there, or if it's like a bag of holding, things like that. Then when there's bags of holding, I ended up using a separate character sheet for that because that's more handy. But anyways, for now though, if somebody's going to carry it, you can just drop it on their inventory, or you can just put it there, in the party inventory.
Do you want me just to put it there, or do you want me just to put it on yours, or whatever?
Who wants to
Do you
carry
guys
it?
care if it's in the party inventory?
I don't care. I mean, narratively, somebody will be carrying it. It doesn't matter where the item itself is, as far as the Fantasy Grounds is concerned.
Okay, we can just leave it there then. And it's not like it weighs anything or anything like that, so that's not going to really affect nothing. Okay, so that is in there. Cool.
You guys want to go head over to the shops then and check out the manor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See if we can see the ghost from the outside, maybe? Tell him we'll bring him some new plates to throw at the walls before too long.
Alright, guys. And actually, you guys did officially level up. And again, I'll get much better at this, but leveling up in the middle of a session is annoying, I know. So,
Oh, good G. You're still brand new.
if you guys want to, if you guys are ready, then we can do that now.
Yeah, might as well. Sako, did you have a chance to look over what you wanted to do? I don't know if you have choices at 3 or not.
Oh, no, I haven't looked yet.
Okay.
Here's a little share sheet for you guys. Just sums up what you guys did for helping Floon and completing Bolo's quest. And that brings you guys up to level 3.
All right. There's my no spells ranger. Do I want to roll or take the average for HPs? By the way, guys, it's set to not. It won't automatically give it to you, so you get to decide. Your HPs aren't going to go up until you decide whether you want to roll it or take the average.
I'll probably roll mine.
My con mod's a +3. I think I'll roll mine too.
I was using the Unearthed Arcana, right? For the Rangers?
Yes. Yeah, you're using not the one. You're using the Unearthed Arcana that does not say no spells.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll mine too, I think. Alright, here goes. It is... Damn it, I got less than the average. Alright, so I got a 7 increase, making a total of 28. And... Oh yeah, I get my superiority now. Hell yeah. Oh, and I get dueling now too.
While you guys are sitting there, in game, obviously, drinking and probably eating or whatever, Volo and Floon are there with you, and Volo says if you guys ever want to tour the city, he'll be happy to give it to you. He's been here for a long time, and so he can show you where the best places to eat and all that stuff are if you guys are ever interested. And then Floon also speaks up and says, now that you guys are going to have a home here in the city, and you guys have already, kind of gotten a little bit of a reputation for yourselves, then don't be surprised if Guild Scouts come to check with you guys to see if you're interested in joining any of the city's major guilds, because they kind of have been hearing about what you guys have been doing and watching around and stuff. So don't be surprised if you're approached by recruiters in the next, few weeks.
All right.
Where it is.
These restaurants he's talking about, these are the kinds of places that you can dine and dash, I assume? Since
Yep.
he doesn't seem to be one to pay his debts.
Yep, or you can just tell him that he'll pay him when the money comes in from the book. Checks him out. So
he's a Yelp reviewer, is what he is.
yes, exactly what he's gonna do. He's gonna extort him.
Okay, so we roll for.
Well, it's up to you. It's up to you. So if you can take the average if you want. So how it'll work for us is you'd have a D10. You roll a D10 if you want to, and then you'll add your con modifier, and that's how much your HP would go up. Or you can take the average, which for a D10 is 5, so you would take 5 plus your con modifier.
I'm gonna roll mine.
For cleric, let's see what cleric is. Actually, if you look at the bottom of your sheet, you'll see it, Sako. Cleric is probably a D8, I think. Let me see. Might be a D10. Let's see. I think rolling is more fun, but you do whichever you prefer. Yours are 1d8, Sako. Nice. Oh, Ghost gets his too. Yeah. So ghosts are d8s, I'm pretty sure.
Oh shoot. Okay.
But I mean, use the 9 for yourself. That way you rolled your d10. So.
All right, and then this one will be.
So
Ghost.
a d8 for Ghost, and then a d8 for if you're gonna roll it, Sako, for Eldor. Don't forget to add the con modifier for Ghost as well. So Sako, yours is 3 plus whatever your con modifier is.
3 plus 3.
There you go. Still 6. That's not bad.
2.
I gotta grab my sheet again. I closed on an accident. There it is. All right. So I did my fighting style. I gotta do my combat superiority.
So do I make any changes with that 6 value, or is that done by the GM?
Oh, okay. So yeah, you go to your main tab, Sako, and look at where it says max HPs in the bottom corner. Just add 6 to it. Just click on it and then delete the number that's there and change it to whatever your old one was plus 6.
Copy that. Whopping 17.
Well, it's a good thing I'm standing in front then, for the most part. Still would have gotten knocked out a few times, actually. The first fight, definitely, and then the fight with the Kenku, one of them critted, I think, but he didn't do very high damage, like his roll was shitty. Otherwise, I could have gotten knocked out there, too. My C's really high, too. They were just rolling, like, pretty good. I could grab a shield, too, but it would screw with some of my abilities, so...
So I moved over the cleric onto my class level. I'm up to level 3 now. Is there anything else I have to change?
Oh, hang on. Let me grab that sheet back, and let me look at the cleric one for you. Yours is, yeah, Xanathar's, because you're grave, so... Level 3 for you is... No new cantrips. It is 2nd level spells, so you need 2nd level spells added to your sheet. So Ben, you're going to need to do that for him.
Okay.
Do you remember how?
Bring up the spells thing.
So yeah, bring up spells, G, and then change level to 2 and source to cleric. And then you need to drag all of those onto Sako's action tab. Sako, don't basically leave your character sheet alone for a minute while he's doing that. Otherwise, it'll bounce around. It'll make it harder for him to copy. But once it's done, you'll need to. Well, you don't need to, but basically next time you rest, actually. So if we're gonna, I guess when we rest, we'll have our long rest here. You'll adjust which ones you have prepared. So your total preparable spells.
Just cleric in general, G, or one of the major domain.
Just cleric. It'll take all of the ones that are needed there. The grave ones that he gets specifically are a class feature that he'll get. Grave domain spells. He gets more at 3rd level, so he doesn't get the next set of those yet. So, oh shit, this is 3rd level. Never mind. Yeah, so he actually gets gentle, repose, and rave, and feeblement as well.
Oh,
But
yeah,
go ahead and finish the first list, and then I'll help you with that.
Now, okay, so level 3 for the spells, or level 2 for the spells?
Level 2 for the spells.
Okay.
This is where the spell level things is a little bit confusing. I'm sure
Yeah.
they'll change it before the next edition.
Okay, so which ones are we adding?
So cleric, and then 2, and then that entire list you need to drag onto his sheet. It's going to take you a bit.
Okay.
So basically have his sheet on the actions tab, and the spell list right next to it, and just drag them one by one by one.
Okay, do I need to make a new category for spells level 2?
Drop it on spells level 1, and it'll automatically make
Okay.
a spells level 2. The first one you drop in there will make that section, and then just make sure you drop them in the spells level 2 section after that.
Okay. Now, I see, like, there's 2 spells here, so there's aid, and then there's aid, parentheses 30. Does he need both of those?
No. Any of them that are duplicates, just grab the
main one.
source at the top, change that to
Yeah.
spells codings, like spells 5e coding or whatever.
Okay.
Which, speaking of, I
There we
can't
go.
see the spells coding, so I need you to share that one to the players when you can.
How do I do that?
It's
Is
not
that
a
one of the mods or
module.
something?
Well, I thought it was, but it's not. It must be an extension. I can manually put them in for now. It's fine. Go ahead. Finish his. Mine, I'll probably be able to just finish manually by the time you're finished with those, because it could take you a minute to drag them all.
Okay, should be all the spells.
All right, it's going to take me. Okay, well, we can, I guess, if Sako's ready, as far as preparation, Sako, you wouldn't technically be changing them until you take a long rest, but you, what was your preparation number? Does it say at the very top of your spell list, Sako, do you have a thing that says preparation?
Let me check real quick.
It'll be at the top of your spell list.
It says spell slots.
No, just below that, well, where your actual spells are, it'll say preparation with an exclamation point before it.
No, I don't see that.
Ben, do you see it on his list? I thought we put it there, but it's been a while.
Sorry, which one was that again, G? I'm sorry.
On Eldor's sheet, in his spell list at the top, like it's probably either in cantrips or probably actually in spells level 1.
And which one are we looking for?
It'll just say exclamation point preparation. Did we put one there or no?
Ah, let me see.
It might be hidden. It shouldn't be, but it might be hidden so Sako can't see it.
Preparable?
Yeah, preparable. Yeah, preparable.
Yeah.
All right. So that number. What's that number?
6.
All right. So that's how many you would be able to prepare, Sako. But that could have just changed. Let me check, because I think it's your cleric level plus your wisdom modifier or something.
Yeah, I think I already prepared more than that. right
Well,
now.
you have but you have grave domain ones that don't count against it. So that's where it gets a little more complicated too. It is your cleric level plus your wisdom modifier. So your cleric level is now 3. What's your wiz modifier?
Wiz modifier is +4.
Okay. All right. So you can do 7 now. So change that number in parentheses or brackets or whatever where it says 6. Change it to 7. Did you find where it said preparable, Sako?
No.
Ben, where is it on the list?
It's on the very top of spells level 1. I don't know if he can see it, but I can see it. The very first thing on spells level 1 is preparable. Parentheses, but the little square one's 6.
Oh, okay. I think I see it now.
Okay, so change that 6 to a 7, Sako.
All right, changed.
And then you don't remove your grave spells, which are Bane and False Life. Those don't count against your 7. So you keep Bane and False Life, and then pick whatever other 7 you think might be useful for potentially a fight with a Poltergeist. Which, I mean, technically this wouldn't be until tomorrow. So I guess if we're going to get, basically, you wouldn't be changing these spell preparations until after we've had a long rest. But this is what you would do basically. Is you would go through and pick which spells you think would be useful for whatever encounters might be coming up, or just for general travel, or if we're going into sewers, maybe you want like purify water, things like that. Whatever might be useful for the environment for the upcoming stuff.
Gotcha. Hit up Fantasy Costco for a TV, some rope, closet, and find a small midget lady.
But that was the one with the tree wrapping against the window, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I remember that scene, and the little girl like looking at the staticky TV. So anyways, though, but just make sure that when you're doing this, you don't count Bane and False Life against it. So if you haven't already, mark Bane and False Life with like an asterisk or something. Something to tell you that those are like permanently prepared and you don't need to count them.
And if you want to, you can just prepare your spells now, Sako, and we'll just say that you did it during your long rest. So, if you want.
Oh. I need another spell slot and another spell.
Do you have to pick yours, Becky? Do you have to pick which spell you want? Okay.
Yeah,
And
I'm gonna
Ben,
pick his horns.
You know how to do it,
Pull
Dees.
up Ranger level 2.
Yeah, same spell list and drag that over forward. Make sure you use the coded version. And then for your spell slot, Becky, what you're going to do is change the mode to preparation in the bottom.
Okay.
And then where it says spell slots and it shows spell casting, change the number to what you need it to be.
I don't remember if it was a level 2 or if I just get another level 1, so hang on. Double check.
And then G, once you've dragged that spell over, I need you to drag one for me too.
Okay. And then while you guys are still sitting there drinking and stuff, Volo gets up and says, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna run over to the magistrate's office. I'll be back here later."
Maybe drop by the bank on your way back.
You get some pretty cool spells in here for Ranger.
Oh, it's a level 1 spell, by the way.
Okay.
The spell slot you get, or the spell? Oh, just for where Hail of Thorns is level 1.
Yeah, and I only get another level 1 slot.
Okay.
Yeah, Rangers are either a half or a quarter caster for spell progression. Oh, damn it, I changed the wrong thing. Whoops. Actually, that still works the same anyway.
And how many level 2 spell slots do I have, and how many level 1 spell slots do I have now?
You have 4 level 1 and 2 level 2. So if it didn't already, it should have already done that for you, but if it didn't...
No, it hasn't.
Okay, then go to bottom corner, Sako, where you're on your actions tab. Bottom corner, change it to preparation.
Yeah, I think I got it already. Under spell slots.
Where it says spell, yeah, under spell slots, where it says spell casting, don't put it under pact magic. Put 4 under the 1, and then put 2 under the 2.
Done and done. And I've upgraded here, so we're good to go.
Cool. Sako, that was the only change for you. Becky's got hers. And then just, your second level spell. So go ahead and go through whichever ones you want prepared, Sako, if you didn't already.
Done.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, then G, when you're done, I need you to drag 2 things over to my sheet for me, and I'll manually do the last one.
Babe, did you choose your spell yet?
Yeah, Hail of Thorns.
Oh, I'm sorry. Boom. There, now you can be like Jesus.
What are the S and the... What's the S for?
S is self. I always delete those. Those are range. The range is the guy that built this doesn't have much consistency when it comes to simple coding, which is really annoying. So ranges can be S, they can be T, they can be a number, they can be a range of numbers. It's just fucking stupid. So I just delete the ranges.
Which class do I look under for your spell homes and what level?
Spells, you're just going to search superiority.
Okay.
And it'll give you a list. It'll say fighter, combat superiority. You might have to make the list wider to be able to read it because the titles are all long. Or if you just search riposte, you'd find it. Shit, I think I gave you the mod for that. Do you see the combat superiority, the long list of them?
No.
At the bottom, you did wipe out the filters you have at the bottom, right? Like cleric or ranger and the level and all that stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
There.
All right. If they're completely gone, then we can fix that afterwards. If I need them, I'll just manually do it for now.
Okay.
That makes sense why I can't see them then too, because I thought I had you use them, but must not have. So we'll go through and get the extension turned on.
Post. Okay. Oh, under group under all.
Yeah,
It
sorry.
already-
Yeah, because it'd be
Here we go.
under one of the other ones. Okay, all right. So then in that case, grab riposte, and then drag it over onto my sheet under combat superiority, and then do the same for trip, if you would.
Cool, they're both right there. Sweet. Alright. And just put those under your abilities.
Drop them under combat superiority.
Ah, there it is.
Thank you. Cool. I'll clean these up a bit. Alright, so with our drinking and revelry, you guys ready to go shopping? I guess, so Volo left to go to the magistrate to take care of that, but do you guys want to go shopping? Do you want to wait for the morning? Do you want to go take our rest, basically, and then do the shopping in the morning while we go to the magistrate? In case we get in a fight or something.
I'm down to rest up and then catch it really early, right when the shop opens.
Sure.
Sounds good to me. Alright then, G, on the combat tracker, menu, click the menu button on the bottom left and apply a long rest to us. Becky, your hunter's mark will have dropped by now too.
Oh, yeah.
Which, I mean, you're going to get your spell slots back, but you guys, you can edit your own effects by clicking the little axe head icon, and then delete the effect off yourself, so that Ben doesn't have to do it. There you go. Alright, party taking long rest. Alright, so presumably back to the morning, unless there's an encounter or anything for us, G.
Alright, morning time. And in the night before you guys, when you guys were there, one of you guys got a knock on your door. And it doesn't really matter which one. We'll just say it was Eldor. And it was Volo, because he asked the innkeep which room the big giant furbug was in. And he said that you guys are set up for tomorrow at noon with magistrate. So he'll meet you there. And then he tells you where it's at. So, the next day...
Eldor was so
we are-
grumpy he didn't even reply.
I'm just still hurt about the whole money thing, I think.
So you just stand there and stare at him coldly, and he kind of just slinks away, looking over his shoulder a couple times to make sure you're not chasing him. And then he leaves. So you guys just taking a rest for the night?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you already applied it, yeah, so we'll just
Yeah.
fly through, rest through the night.
Okay. Alright, it is morning time. You guys are up and about, say it's about 8 o'clock or so. You guys are up, and presuming you guys gonna get something to eat before you leave, or what?
Yeah.
You guys did that before you left? Okay.
Our continental breakfast.
There you go. It's an egg in an envelope. They seal it up so you can take it home with you. Alright, guys. So, do you guys want to go shopping or what? Go look at the house?
Probably
Hit the
carry
store.
on the way, yeah.
So-
Yeah.
Yeah, because Vola was telling you and Flume were telling you that there's lots of shops not far from the manor down in Troll Skull Alley. So I have a visual aid for you guys incoming, and that is Troll Skull Alley. That's the area that your guys' new house is in, soon to be house.
Which one is our...
Are there
Manor.
any pins on your guys' map?
No.
Okay.
The little red
There's
pins,
one-
those are only visible to you.
Okay. Now, if you see, there's one house basically in the center of the map on one of the corners. So it would be on the lower side of the street. It looks like there's like a circle. Maybe it's like a stump that like looks like it got cut off or something. Do you
Does
see what I'm
it
talking
cover...
about? Right
does it
next to
cover-
a house.
Well, does it cover
Covers
part of the
look-
house?
Looks like it's covering part of the house.
Yeah, so that would probably be like a parapet, like a watchtower type of thing.
Yeah. So that circular thing, that house is your guys' new place.
Okay.
That's Troll Skull Manor right there in the corner. So
That would be it.
that
You
is
guys see
where
the
your
circle, right? The one I just dropped on there, the orange circle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so that's us. So how does the place look from the outside?
From the outside, it looks like... I'm going to share another one. Troll Skull Alley. I'm assuming that's supposed to be you guys' place. So, it's like a little roughed up, but it's not.
A little?
You know.
It's got boarded up fucking windows and doors.
So it's it needs some love, but
It needs
I mean,
demolished
structurally,
and
it's like-
rebuilt.
like when you're walking around, it doesn't look like it has any lean, like the Tower of Pisa or anything like that. So I mean, it's doesn't look like it's gonna fall in and implode, but it needs love. So.
Why would you
Thing
want
we do.
300 gold, 300 coins when you can have a lifelong burden?
And the bank chasing after you for mortgage payments all the time.
Exactly.
I say, what do you guys think? We just bulldoze the place and drop in like a mobile home or something, like a little trailer or something.
Fantasy Costco parking lot with some beehives.
There you go. Start charging people.
Then you can have all the jars of bees you want. You can start making preserves, Sako.
All right, we're hitting the store first, right?
Yeah, might as well.
You guys gonna go shop around first?
Yeah.
So, what kind of stuff are you guys gonna be looking for? Because when you guys walk around, you do see there's a few different shops around. Most of the other houses here, the other buildings here, are residential houses, but there are a few shops dotted in between here. 3 or 4 different shops around here. So,
I'm fairly encumbered, so I'm just looking at foodstuffs, rations, things like that.
You are? What is it? Are you carrying anything like that we need to get rid of or anything? What are you carrying that's encumbering?
I'm at 134.5, and my encumbrance is 90, and heavy is considered at 180.
That number at the bottom doesn't take into account your fur bulk thing, though. Remember, your numbers are treated as one size larger, which would be like basically your numbers will rarely be a problem for you for carrying anything.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
What's
Like
in your
when
bag
it
that's
came
super
to-
heavy though? What's that, G?
I was gonna say, like those silver bars and stuff. I don't think we ever put those in your bag. We just said, just hand waved it and said you guys sold those, right? So you don't have those silver bars weighing you down or anything, do you, Taco?
Now, the
Gotcha.
biggest, the heaviest weights that I have is 5-pound water skin, 45-pound scale mail, and 10-pound hempen rope. Those are the biggest.
Yeah, you're fine then, dude. You've got plenty.
Yeah, because you have
Alright.
an extra strength cap.
Yeah, those numbers at the bottom, like it's up to Ben if he wants to use them. But the encumbrance and stuff specifically for Furbolgs is the what did it call? It's called like large frame or something like that. It's in your abilities tab,
Powerful
Sako.
build.
Powerful build. There you go.
Yeah.
Which means that you can carry. I think it's up to a lot higher than you normally would, like double normal or something like that.
One size larger. Gotcha.
Yeah, one size larger as far as like push pulls and stuff like that. But as far as carrying capacity, it says something about carrying capacity as well.
All right. Yeah, but I definitely want to pick up some rations and drinks.
Okay. And when it comes to that stuff, it's not really anything I'm going to be overly worried about, unless it's like you guys are obviously picked up something heavy. Like if you guys were walking through a dungeon with all those gold bars or those silver bars, then obviously you'd have to carry them on your person for a while. That might get in the way, but otherwise just regular stuff. I'm not even worried about encumbrance kind of thing.
Cool.
So you're not actually, don't got to worry about that, Sako. You're good because you're not even carrying anything extra really.
All right.
Alright, so just rations for you. Okay. And would I just look up under items to see how much that would be in stuff, Holmes? Or do you even really charge for that?
No, you still do. You definitely do.
Yeah.
Just look up under items. Look for ration. It'll say rations 1 day, and it is 5 silver pieces and 2 pounds.
Cool.
Shit, those are heavy. I guess that makes sense though.
Now, if you want to, you guys can pick up rations and stuff, but you guys are still in the city and don't have any plans of stepping out anytime soon. Unless you guys just wanted to go explore, I mean. But
I'm not too worried about it
you
only
could
because
just
yeah,
use
if
the
we're going to
tablets and
leave the
stuff,
city,
so.
yeah, if we're going to leave the city, then I'll definitely be carrying some. Otherwise, I probably won't store some, especially if Eldor is carrying around some emergency jerky or some trail mix in case we get famished while we're walking.
Yeah, I already have 10 rations. So.
My uncle was made into jerky. It'll be trail mix.
Cool. Yeah, so I guess you guys don't really need rations much because, again, you can just eat the taverns and stuff like that. And then once you guys get your place set up, you can, buy some food to have at the house and everything. So.
Okay. All right. I mean, that I didn't. Okay. What you just said inadvertently revealed a little bit. That's meta, of course. I won't play to the meta knowledge. I didn't realize it was supposed to be like get our place set up. So I thought it was like basically a dungeon we're going into.
Oh, I guess I shouldn't have said that, huh? Whatever.
Oh, it's fine. It doesn't hurt anything. I figured since he tells us it's haunted and it looks beat up and it looks like an old Victorian haunted mansion. I figured we're going into like a haunted house style dungeon type thing.
It goes without saying that it's built on an ancient Indian burial ground. We got to figure that out.
They bury their cats out back, and sometimes dead is better. Taco might not recognize that. Did you ever see the original Pet Cemetery?
Oh yeah, of course.
Dead is better.
Dead is better.
Apparently the new one's good. I haven't seen it yet though.
So I guess that would have been funnier to leave it or better to leave it like that. I didn't even think of it being perceived like that because I was reading it and it's not supposed to be perceived like that, really. I mean, although I guess it could be because I was, telling you what I was supposed to tell you guys about it, really.
Yeah, it's totally up to you on how you want to flavor the things, though. Like that's part of what's fun about this. Even with like the pre-written ones, you can kind of twist them around to fit the setting that you're looking for. Like even that, as I mentioned, wasn't supposed to be scary or anything, but you were drawing a campaign that was a little bit horror elements or something like that. You can totally redo stuff like that without any effort whatsoever. Like just a couple of words and is all it takes. So really fun that way. Anyway, though, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, so rations are not really needed unless you just wanted to pick some up anyway, Sako. So is there anything else you guys want to check out?
I need a leather
I'm
worker.
good.
Okay.
She needs a tanning bed.
Exactly. All right, then let's see. Yeah, that'd probably be the best place to do it. Okay, so actually not too far. When you guys go walking down the street, or Akasha at least, are you guys gonna go with her?
Yeah, of course.
Sako, you going too?
Oh yeah, travel together.
Okay. So you guys leave the manor and you go to the intersection right there, and you guys head east, going down that road. And then you guys take that road, just looking around, mostly houses and stuff, but then you look, when you come to that next intersection with the road to the south, and you look and see that there's a shop, and when you look inside, it looks like there's a like a carpentry kind of shop. You see lots of wooden stuff in there, so shields, crossbows, stuff like that inside there, and also some leather stuff too. So you can go check it out.
Yeah.
I'll hang out outside.
I'll stand guard.
All right. And when you look, there's a shop, or there's a little sign above the door when you get closer, Akasha, and it doesn't even have any words on it. There's just a nail that's bent on a little wooden plaque as the sign. So you're assuming this must be the place that Volo was telling you about. This place is called, well, you don't actually know what it's called, but it just has a bent nail as a thing, as a sign. So you gonna head in?
Yep. I'm going in.
All right, and when you step inside, you look around and see that it's not. You see crossbows, you see some quarterstaffs, shields, things like that, but you also see furniture and other things like that too. So it's basically just woodworking of all different kinds in here, and you also see some leather too. Not a whole lot, but you do see some leather stuff too, like leather armor and stuff like that, and a few other things. So. Oh, and there's a counter, and there's a half-elf male standing there behind the counter.
Alright, so I'm gonna go up to him and ask him about getting a special piece of leather done.
Special piece of leather. Okay. What's it for? He's like, oh, my name's Tally, by the way. What's yours? And he sticks his hand out.
Akasha, we are awful at asking names.
Sorry, I wanted to try to remember to do that too, 'cause, I mean, obviously I can't do it for you guys every time, but I figured he's feeling friendly. He says, okay, what do you mean? What kind of leather working done?
Well, obviously I'm gonna have Ghost next to me. Just a leather chest piece or something for him. So he's got a little bit more protection.
Want some barding?
Sees the-
Armor for an animal is called barding.
Okay. He says, wow, never done that before. I'm sure I can figure something out for you, though. Let me see. Let me grab my tape. And he picks up a little tailor's tape, and then he starts to walk out from behind the counter, and he's like, wait a minute. Is that thing going to eat me if I try to touch it? I need to get some measurements.
He'll be good.
Okay. And so he takes the tailor tape out, and he kind of measures around his chest a little bit, and around his stomach and stuff, and he's like looking, and he's of course very nervous the entire time. So then I'm sure Ghost probably just thinks he's being pet, so he's probably like purring or barking, and kind of wagging his tail and stuff. So he gets the measurements done. He's like, okay. He's like, yeah, this is going to be an odd fit. I'm going to have to try to make it, with the way that thing moves, I'm going to have to try to get it as, well fit as possible. And also never really done armor for a beast like that before. So it's going to cost you a little bit, but I can make it for you. Probably going to cost a good 100 gold or so.
That's fine. How long do you think it'll take to make?
Give me a couple days. Again, I want to make sure I get this right, so just give me 2 days or so, and you can just pay when it's finished. So obviously, try it on and make sure that it fits the beast okay and everything.
Well, thank you.
And it's like,
Yeah.
all right.
I will
So
be back in 2 days.
And so he takes out opens a drawer and behind the counter that he's in, and takes out a quill and a little piece of parchment and writes your name down, and piece of leather armor for the. And then he says, does that thing have a name?
Ghost.
All right, leather chest piece for Ghost, the giant black cat lion, my favorite jazz artist. And then he says, okay, can I help you with anything else?
No, I think that's it.
He says, okay, I'll get to work on that right away.
Thank you. What did you say his name was? Tally?
Tally. Tally.
All right.
He tells you that when you check in, when you ask him again, I'll just assume that you said it out loud, and he says, my name is actually Tala Solvanar, but everybody just calls me Tally. So
I'm going to go ahead and take that note down so that when I need to yell at him later, I can use his whole name. Is there a middle name I can use too?
Tala Solvanar, Tally Fellbranch. Well, I guess I didn't know his last name.
What was
That's
is
what his
he?
mom used to call him.
Is he human? What is he?
A half elf.
Oh, half
Yeah.
elf. Sorry. I was still taking my notes from the earlier part, and I'm still listening. I just missed that part.
And so if you guys need any wooden stuff, again, quarterstaff shields and stuff like that, Tally is your man. So.
You sure you don't want a quarterstaff, Eldor? Like, it seems might be useful for you. You can always just throw it over your
You
back
think?
when you're not using it. Well, I mean, so Sako, mechanically, they would get you up to a D8 with a dex-based hit. Basically, you'd get a D8 for melee. You would get a D8 plus your dex modifier instead of a D4 plus your dex modifier.
Gotcha.
Now,
Yeah,
it means,
I think I could
obviously
do
stick
it.
instead of a dagger, but you could always use the dagger later on too, or as an offhand.
Yeah, I could stow the dagger and then just use the quarterstaff.
That works. Or if you want to
I was
poke
just-
something far away, like a bee's nest or something.
Yeah, I was just worried about the encumbrance. That was the reasoning behind that. But if it's not that big of a deal, then I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, I was curious why you didn't want to, but anyways, sorry.
Yeah. So are you gonna head in and talk to Tally, Eldor, or did you already go in with Akasha?
I'll go in now and I'll talk to him about it.
Okay. He says, hey, big guy, nice to meet you. Quarterstaffs. Okay. He's like, yeah, I have some around, and I might even have some extra quality good ones for you. So, what would you like?
What do you got? What's your best?
Well, let's see. I could. I do have some special wood that I usually work with. I would need to make one for you, but it would cost you a little bit extra. But he'd definitely be sturdier and a little stronger than your average wood, if you'd like one. And if not, I got plenty of your standard woods here, made out of some nice oak. Still get the job done. A lot
How
cheaper.
much time are we talking about?
I got to work with that. Usually that doesn't take me too long, but not as long as the leather working wood for the lion over there. But since I got 2 jobs, I'd probably still have them both done within a couple days or so.
All right, that works. I could wait a few days for that.
All right, then I'll see what I can make for you. And he's like, you're about that tall? Comes over and kind of puts his hand by your shoulders, like, all right, so I'll make it about that long. And he's kind of just talking to himself out loud. And he also writes down the notes, and he's like, what's your name there, big fella? Make sure I get your order right.
Eldor.
Eldor. Oversized quarterstaff. Made from special wood. Okay, got it written down. Anything else I can do for you?
I think that's going to be it. Thank you.
All right, well, we appreciate your business.
I'm gonna peek my head in when they're all done and just yell to them, "Hey, you guys! I mean, do you have any like straight nails in case we need them later?"
No, we actually don't do a whole lot of metalworking over here, but if you need some straight nails, the steam and steel ain't too far from here. So they can probably help you out if you need any metalworking done.
All right, thanks.
And they're just across the way, and he says, well, behind the shop.
Is it so? There's like this is like an industrial kind of an area then? Like there's
Yes,
shops, but the shops are primarily for trades, like tradesmen.
Yeah, basically, and it's a mix of a residential area too, because the other buildings that you see on here, well, you can't tell which ones are which, but all the other buildings, because not all of them are shops, of course, are residential homes, middle upper class homes, so not super rich, but people that can afford, like, groundskeepers and nannies and stuff like that. So it's a mix of a residential and a commercial neighborhood.
Okay, all right. I thought it was gonna be all run down and filled with like dirty elves or something.
No, this one is definitely. This ain't nearly as bad as the dock ward. So just be glad that the house deed that he gave you wasn't down in the dock ward.
So we are the ugly, beat up piece of shit house that's like bringing down everybody's property values.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you're the ghetto house where it's like, the dad used to have a good job, but then he got hooked on coke, and then the mom had to turn to prostitution to try to save the house, And so now there's pimps running in and out and druggies and shit. So
We're the reason why the neighborhood wants a homeowners association now.
yeah,
Grass can't be more than 3 inches tall.
you gotta. Oh yeah, make sure you take your trash cans in, or you're gonna get fined. All right, guys. Any other shopping you guys would like to do?
I think I'm good. I think I was outside drinking, by the way. I could just I've probably gotten down to probably 2/3. There's probably 2/3 left in that in the vodka bottle.
So
Yeah, I'll
So
mark
what?
it on my sheet. So, huh?
a few swigs today, because you were already about a quarter gone.
I was, yeah, about a quarter, yeah. So basically, you know, not a whole lot, just a couple of good swigs while sitting out there.
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
But I don't think there's anything else I need to buy. What about you guys?
I think
I
I'm good.
I'm done. But Akasha is going to be keeping an eye on that drinking, though, thinking he has a drinking problem.
I'm not as, what is it? I'm not as think as you drunk I am.
Yeah.
I have a shot glass that says that.
I forgot, by the way. I totally don't care. G, you can totally 100% leave this. It doesn't matter to me. But I think when we built Ghost Sheet, we actually built him at level 3 because he wouldn't be used at level 3 yet, or wouldn't be used until
Yeah.
level 3. So the only was there any? I guess there wouldn't have been any other change except his max HPs. But I mean, it was only like 6 anyway, so I would say give him the extra plot armor. However you want to handle it, G. I have no problem
Okay,
with just staying there.
Ghost HP are at 18. Would that be fair for? Would that be about what a level 3 Panther, would be? 'Cause that's what he's based off of.
Whatever the. You sure that sounds low? But maybe that's right. I thought it was like.
Well,
Yeah. What is his hit dice? What does it say for his hit dice there? Because we couldn't put it on the sheet.
his hit dice are D8s,
8s, yeah.
but according to the Unearthed Arcana, he's supposed to start out at 13 hit points, no matter what he is.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that part. Okay. All right. Well, then if he started at 13 and you added this, then is that what he's at now?
He's at 18 now, so that was
Okay.
probably exactly what we did.
Yeah, then she
That
did
other
it.
6
Okay, never mind. She did it
already.
right then. Because we built it.
Okay.
Well, when we set it together, as like I must have missed that part in the sheet then because I was just like I think we just took the average and then rolled one or something like that. So I mean, it's just for basics. So it sounds like you did it the correct way anyway.
Yep. So, and he has, he has his bite and his claw in there, his favorite enemy and his pound. So I think he is set up for level 3. He should be.
Yeah, he should
I
be
think
good.
that was everything for him. So.
Nice. Now you'll actually get to use them for more than just sniffing around. Now he can bite all that rotted fish that he finds. Rotted fish and vinegar or whatever it was in the warehouse.
Yeah.
Alright, so if that's it for shopping, what's the oh, I guess we gotta go to the magistrate's office. What time is it, G?
Well, you guys probably got up at about 8, you think? You probably traveled around in another half hour or so. Yeah, it's probably only like 9 or 10. So do you guys want to go check out some more shops, or do you guys want to go to the house and check it out, or do you want to just,
I don't have anything other
for a minute or
shopping
something?
to do, but I mean, I'm down to check out the house if you guys want to.
Yeah, we gotta see what kind of nightmare this is.
Okay.
See if it's filled with old dirty hobos and like dirty mattresses against a wall, things like that. Probably needles everywhere.
I got dibs on the first squatter meat.
Oh, speaking of, okay, that is something I needed to buy, G. While we were at with the
Squatter meat.
with Tally, I need a what's the word for it? Like a waxed bag, I guess, like a waterproof sack, kind of like a water skin, I guess. So like a leather sack with wax or something on the inside that is waterproof, so I can take this brain and this grapefruit-sized eyeball monster thing and put those in there, so I don't have all their blood and guts like soaking into my other stuff.
He's like, oh, okay. So a bag for carrying around dead things. All right.
Yeah.
I can do that for you. And he actually says that he'll have that for you before too long. It doesn't even take him long. He needs to wax one. So if you want it, you can just say that you waited him a little while he, because he took a bag, sewed it up into the size that you asked him to, and then waxed the inside of it and stuff for you.
Sure.
So that would be search for satchel, bag, or something under items, or
Maybe. Let's see.
backpack.
It's probably not quite that big, but I would say because of the special prep required for it, it's probably about that. It's 2 gold for a backpack, so that works.
Okay.
All right, I marked it off. I'll make another bag in my inventory here.
All right. Okay, so you guys going to the manor?
Yeah.
Alright, guys. Pull up a little map for you guys.
While you're doing that too, the rest, that we had in the yawning portal that night, I would have been at least beginning to dissect the gazer and the intellect devour parts, see if there's anything usable that I could harvest from them or
Okay.
interesting.
Yeah. If you want to, go ahead and give me what... That wouldn't be Arcana. Nature, maybe? What would that be for kind of dissecting shit? And then I'll remember the roll, and then I'll figure out like what could possibly be found of it after.
I'm not even worried if there even is anything useful from it. It's just something I would be doing. But probably nature. I would say, yeah, nature's probably best. I would say maybe animal handling if it was specifically butchering like a regular animal. But since these are both weird ass creatures, nature's probably the best one. There isn't really another skill that is suitable for that. I mean, alchemy maybe, but not necessarily. Well, I guess for the purposes of specifically looking for potentially useful alchemical ingredients, maybe. But nature's fine.
Okay.
There you go. An 18 and a 5. Or a 17 and a 5, actually.
Yeah.
Rolled an 18, but I have a -1 there.
I'm gonna make a note of that there, and then I'll check it out and see if you get anything interesting out of that. So, making a note now. Is that music too loud?
It's fine to me.
That's my jam.
I turned my volume back down to 100% now, by the way, so as long as everybody's at 100%, then it'll be easier to dial in music level or volume levels as needed.
Okay.
Or somewhere near it. It doesn't have to be exact, just, difference of being doubled versus 100. Great. I got another error with this map here. Did anybody else get the error when you loaded that map?
No, mine's
No,
good.
mine's up.
All right.
Oh, there's a wine cellar.
Why do I keep getting these fucking errors with the maps? I can't see the map. If we're gonna need it, yeah, I'm just getting constant errors. I can't even click on it.
It's actually not super important, and we'll try to just get it figured out next time. It's
Okay.
just when you guys got the deed, there was a floor plan in there as well too, so that's why I use this map that explains what the stuff is. So because there was a floor plan on there, so you guys are coming in to check everything out, and the map isn't really super important. You can just tell me like what areas you want to check out, and Eldor and Akasha have the map too. And when you guys first step in, you're on the first floor there. You guys can put your tokens wherever you want to, Eldor and Akasha, if you want to. But when you guys first step in the first floor, you look and you see that you are in... I mean, everything's run down, first of all, of course. Like, some of the windows are boarded up, glass broken out. There's dust, cobwebs everywhere, like this place hasn't been lived in a long time. Furniture overturned, most of it broken, that kind of stuff. And you look at this room here that you first step into, looks like it used to be a tap room, like it was a tavern. And looks like it wasn't even, or not just a home, bar, but it was actually a public tavern at one time, is what it looks like.
So it was like a tavern on the first floor, and then like residences above or something.
Yeah, because if you, when you first step in, you see this big room here with the tavern. There is, it goes to the south. There's a couple other rooms. There's not doors there. There's just walls that lead into other smaller rooms back there to the south of you. And then if you look to the north, there is some stairs to the north to go to the second level. So this first level is basically just a big bar, pretty much. Was.
That's cool. Does it is there broken stuff? I guess what I'm looking for is potential evidence of this ghost. Is there broken windows, broken plates, things like that might have been thrown, anything of that sort?
When you look, you see that when you're looking and you're seeing that actually, yeah, go ahead and give me, whoever wants to take a closer look around the room, give me a perception check, please. In the tower, please. Oh, and also, you can see this too, you don't even need a perception for that. Not too far from where you walked in, so along the opposite wall of where you walked in, you see a hatch on the floor with a metal ring through it. There's a entrance, like a to the some
Like a
kind of
cellar?
cellar or something like that is what it
Okay.
looks like. A wooden door with a big metal ring as a handle and a chain on it.
Well, we should definitely check that out. We really need to check the whole place, of course, but I just don't want to get ambushed. What do you guys think?
Yep, I'm just gonna kind of look around for structural integrity stuff. Where I'm standing right now, is that a hole in the wall?
Let me find you. Upstairs. That must be.
I can't see the map, so I can't help.
You know what? Let me read through it and double check because it's probably just an entrance into one of the other things or something. Let me read up on it real quick. But when you did that or when you were looking around the room, Rob, you noticed that like up at the bench bar, you know, the actual bar area where the seats and stuff are, that there are looks like they were possibly set on purpose, but there's broken glasses and you know most of them are broken tankards and plates and stuff like that. But even though they're broken, they look like they were set there on purpose. Like you know there was somebody awaiting customers, possibly. Again,
Then,
everything's dusty and shit. It doesn't look like anybody's been here, but it looks like they're kind of half-ass place settings with broken dishes and you know bent forks and shit.
in that case, I want to bang my hand really loudly on just wrapping my knuckles on the bar, and just yell, "Ghost, ghost! I mean, can I get a shot?" Oh, not ghost. Sorry, not ghost, but the
Yeah,
ghost. The invisible ghost, that kind.
yeah. The cat
Poltergeist,
perks
sorry.
his ears up. He's like, "What?"
He just kind of
Um,
stares at you like, what are you doing?
Starts barking again. I'm here.
When you go to sit down at the bar, again, that was still a pretty good perception roll. When you go to sit down at the bar, doesn't you feel almost like the room got a little bit tenser in a way, and one of the tankards tips over, and
Like nobody touched it, just tips over. Not
yeah,
like
it just
earthquake or
and
anything.
it's like yeah, and it's you know pretty obvious it didn't just kind of tip over, like it got knocked over, not thrown across the room, but purposely tipped over, and then a plate gets picked up, well, a partial plate gets picked up and thrown and smashed into the wall and fully broken.
All right, well, I mean, you can do that for what's left here, but when we buy new fine china, don't even think of doing that. I will have you out in no time. I will call a Catholic priest with a funny hat and an interesting accent. You will be exorcised in no time.
Okay, and then let's see. Give me another perception roll, please, Holmes.
There you go. Do you guys see this?
Okay.
He's smashing plates and knocking over potentially what could have been, good tasty ale.
There's a mirror behind the bar and a bunch of dust in it, and then you see like somebody's writing in it with their finger, and it says, in really messed up, crappy writing, it says slowly an M, a Y, and then below that a B, an A, and then an R.
Wait, MYBAR? Oh, my bar. Okay. I mean, like we got this paper that says it's not. So, I mean, if you want to head to the magistrate's office with us, we can fight this out like men.
All right, then give me initiative rolls, and I'll be right back, guys.
God damn.
I guess I
You
pissed
just
him
had to
off.
push it. Just had to push it.
Oh, Ghost gets his own initiative roll now.
Yeah, you actually get to make him kick some ass now. Can he bite ghosts? Can ghosts bite ghosts?
We'll find out. Oh, shit.
change the music too.
It is slightly loud now that it's been going for a bit, but it's not like it's just because it's a little bit high pitched is all. Not even actually the volume.
Okay, and
Oh, I don't have a map. That's gonna suck. Let me try restarting Fantasy Grounds while you're doing that.
Okay.
Let me make sure I got my stuff saved here. There we go. Nope, apparently I can't save either. Nice. Oh, no, that's you trying to share the map or the tokens onto the map or something. Alright, hang on. You guys can like go ahead and get started and everything. I'll just I can do it audibly while I'm reloading Fantasy Grounds. Clearing cache is gonna break a couple of things, but I'll have to fix it afterwards. Piece of crap. Did you start another music, G? I don't hear one.
yeah, must be too quiet. Let me turn it up. Whoa, wait a minute. That's odd.
What?
Sirenscape closed. Let me load it back up. I must have accidentally closed it. I don't know how the hell I did that.
Oh, good.
So give me 1 second, guys.
I think I know what it is. I think it's that I have, maybe anyways, this second instance. But it, oh, you know what? I think I know what it is, because I still had all the other images uploaded. Alright, well let me try it like that. I'll need to close the recording one too real quick.
I might not be able to hear you guys for a second while I switch over the sound thing. So
I'll
be
be
right back, guys.
You still there, Sako? I haven't heard you for a bit.
Yep, still here.
Alright. Up to Eldor and Akasha, how you guys want to handle this. I don't know that I don't know, one, how strong ghosts usually are. I don't use a ton of undead so far. I haven't used a ton of them. But, like, he's probably got a reason to be here, so, like, if we can, get him to talk a little bit, that might be useful. Maybe beat him up a little bit until he's willing to talk or whatever. Or draw in the mirror some more or something. I don't know how you get a ghost to talk.
Well, poltergeists usually inhabit something in the material world, like a lamp, a TV.
Is it that it? Is there like a... Okay, cool, that's loading now. Alright, I'll just have to fix my colors. I don't know how there's different rules for D&D stuff versus... well, most of it's, of course, based on, historical mythology. But I don't know specifically for poltergeists what the... Or even if he is a poltergeist. I know that was how he's described, but that could just be how Volo described him, not necessarily what his actual classification is.
That's what he popped up on the map as.
Oh, is it? Okay. Oh, I see it now, actually, since it just got loaded in. Okay. He's probably not a good guy then, but I still want to know why he's here.
Can you guys hear that music? I restarted it.
Uh-uh.
Okay.
No.
Must be too quiet. Give me 1 second. Eh?
Click some of the sound buttons on the right side, G.
You guys hear that?
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
So you need to close sirens. Hang on.
Yeah, I did the sound thing again.
Okay. That was probably a car driving by.
Maybe that one doesn't. Let's try another one.
Yeah, we're hearing that. That's pretty loud though, so turn that down actually.
Sorry, guys.
Cool. Now it's a little bit on the quiet side now, but it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it too much.
Can we hear this? I've changed it.
Yep.
There we go. Combat music, yes.
Cool. All right, and share here. I might be able to pull it out of this here. What is the map called? Troll Skull Alley Players. Oh, that's Alley. So Troll Skull Manor. Okay, I see it. Cool. This is definitely not the right map, G. It's fine. It won't hurt anything. But because it has like all the titles on there, where a tap room and stuff is, you would want to use a different one. But I'll help you find it later, because there's probably one that is like a a battle map or a user one. But this won't hurt anything. This will be fine.
Because there was another one that just didn't have the titles and stuff on it, but I figured it would be easier for you guys to navigate, and you would have gotten floor plan with it anyway. So I used the one with the titles. And then there was a built-in one. There was a built-in one with the dragon heist thing, but it was pretty crappy. So this one is the same exact thing as this one. Is this one's just better, but it's not really a battle map though. It's the same thing as this, just not as good quality.
Okay.
Because this is even like obviously if you didn't poke it too much, you guys could have. There was a chance to not have to do combat, so I don't think it was really set up for combat. This map.
There's probably there's like if you just Googled it, there's probably a billion people that have made their own version of it that would work the same way. So it doesn't hurt anything though. It'll be fine like this.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, sorry.
And that being said, like that's why you might have been AFK when I said that, but I don't know that we necessarily even want to kill it. We just want to find, well, at least initially, we want information first, right? Or at least I do. What about you guys?
Yeah, kind of do some recon too. Yeah.
Like find out why he's here. What do you like? If if he's not harmful, if he's not a bad guy, then having him around, I don't mind. I guess if he's here, as long as he's not going to be a problem, I suppose.
He's not fully at rest. We got to find out why.
And if we got to bash skulls a little bit together, that's fine. We can calm him down with some violence.
What's that stone thing in the center there?
It's a chimney, I bet, because it looks like it goes through the other levels.
In the center of the map?
Yeah, that's a chimney.
It's a turret peak.
No, that's the top left.
In the tap room. That's what I'm saying.
So the part you're looking at?
Yeah, fireplace chimney. Yeah. Sorry.
The top left, where Eldor is standing, that would be a turret. Basically, the thing that we saw on the map that looked like a watchtower, the circle in the top left corner. The top left corner of this map is that. It's actually, so you see turret peak in the on the map there. That's just the top level of it.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm sorry. So yeah, that little tower thing with the turret at the top of it was where Eldor is standing there. So, and then there's a fireplace. There's no fire in there, of course, but there's a fireplace there where you're at. And after Rav started poking around, you see the shape of a humanoid kind of spectral form appear, and it is Akasha's turn.
Right. Well, I'm just going to stand over here in the corner, and I'm going to hold my action until he tries to attack someone.
Okay.
So, cool.
I'm kind of thinking the same. I don't know that I want to hurt him, but I mean, I guess how aggressive is he looking? Like, he obviously looked mad, but I wasn't really intending to try to piss him off. I totally find that I did. I just mean that wasn't necessarily my intent. I was just being a smartass, but like, does he look like he's going to try to attack us?
When he appeared, at first you kind of just felt, you felt somewhat of a presence from your perception roll, but as soon as he appeared, the energy got a hell of a lot stronger, and when he first appeared, like, almost completely looked like he was completely solid, if you know what I mean. So, like, very
corporeal.
Strong second, yeah. And then now he's dissipated slightly, but he's still definitely pretty solid, and looking over at you guys, and makes a really, like, odd kind of screeching kind of sound. So, high-pitched kind of screeching sound, looking at you guys, and getting ready to advance to your guys' way.
Okay. Well, I mean, it sounds like he's a bad guy then.
What's that? Ghost and Akasha. He's looking over at Ghost and Akasha and stuff like that, because he saw Akasha move behind him, but he was looking at you, Roth, but he does look this. So.
Then, in that case, I'm going to spear mark him. Let me drop that on him real quick here. And I'm going to kind of try to do just beckoning with one hand and spear in the other. Just, kind of call him over and tell him, we didn't necessarily want to do this, but if it's what you want. And just try to call him over. And I'm going to ready my action to jab him when he gets close with the spear mark.
Okay.
And that's it for my turn.
Oh, Ghost. Alright.
He sees a Ghost could feel it actually before you guys did. He was seeming uneasy, and he can definitely tell that there's a spirit over there, and he's looking at you like, what do you want me to do?
He Well, you know what? He's just gonna walk up and he's just gonna take a swipe.
Okay.
Just to see what happens.
Cats are known for their inquisitive nature with ghosts.
That's true.
You had to make it confusing and give us a ghost with a ghost. G.
And when ghost hits the ghost hits. So roll the damage for the ghost that ghost hit the ghost with.
Sweet. Oh wait, no, that's bite.
And that was the claw. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, and ghost goes to claw at the poltergeist, and it does hit, but it seems like it didn't hurt him or her as much as whatever, as much as it should have. But it did hurt. So, but it looks like it was resisted.
Okay.
Well, that sucks. That's gonna make this a bit hard.
All right. And now it is the poltergeist turn, so he is going to. Let's see. This might be fun. How does it work? Sorry, I'm just checking this out. Okay, then he sees Ghost swipe at him, and what he is going to do is he sticks his hand out towards Ghost, and can you give me a strength check on Ghost, please, babe?
Uh-oh. You're gonna have a dead kitty as soon as you got it for your very first fight.
Yee.
Okay, I'm gonna roll for his. And okay, so he goes to stick his hand out, and you see Ghost start to lift off the ground slowly, and he picks him up probably like a good 5 feet in the air, and then you see all of a sudden, because he's slowly kind of lifting up a little bit like that, and then really quickly the Ghost pushes his hand out a little bit, or the poltergeist, excuse me, pushes his hand out a little bit, and Kitty goes flying across the room. So, and hits the northern wall there for. Oh, not bad. So he goes flying across the room and slams his poor little kitty body up against the wall, but it doesn't seem to hurt him too bad, but he's kind of looking around like, what the hell was that? So.
Alright, so he's over there, I'm assuming.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, I should. Okay, and. Oh, and also.
Oh wait,
Action. No, go ahead. All right, Eldor, go ahead. Honey, go ahead. I'm sorry. Did you want to do a bonus action? Or did Ghost want to do a bonus action or anything?
no, but I was holding
Okay.
my attack for if he attacked anybody.
Oh, yeah, huh. You guys weren't you too, Holmes?
No, mine was specifically if he got in range of me.
Okay. Then, yeah, but since Akasha's ranged, she can do her ready action, right?
Yeah, she readied her act. Basically, my readied action was if he came close to me. Her readied action was if he attacked.
Ah. Get it.
The trigger.
So, and that one did not hit, babe. You go to
Damn.
shoot the bow at him, and he sees you going to knock an arrow, and right when it comes flying at him, he turns and just makes himself very transparent and just goes right through him, and then he kind of pops back into a little bit more solid reality again.
Alright.
Eldor, it's your turn, sir.
Can I just kind of flail my arms around to see if I can get his attention, or the spirit's attention, Poltergeist, and see if I can just make non-threatening hand motions and gestures to see if I can reason?
All right.
Is a grave cleric? Do you have anything to be able to talk to spirits?
Yeah. Good question.
Yeah, I was just trying to get his attention here. I was looking here. Hold on a sec. I have a speech of beast and leaf.
That's your Furbolg thing. I think I'm sure you at least will at some point. If you don't already have it, you would have access to a speak with dead, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, I don't think I have that yet.
It might be later on. Plus, you'd have to have it prepared too. That would have been, if you did have it, that would have been, the right kind of thing to prepare for coming into a haunted mansion. But without
I
it
can
yet,
channel
that wouldn't-
divinity and turn undead, but
If we need to make him, if he's too threatening or if he's, too dangerous or something, that might be the way to go.
Okay, so did you want to just try to basically try to reason with it, or did you want to use one of your skills, Sako?
just at first, just get his attention and make non-threatening hand gestures. See if we can kind of calm it down a little bit.
He does look over at you. Can you? And you said non-threatening, so can you give me a persuasion check, please? In the tower.
Good call, G. Remembering to, have a roll for something like that. That's good. Now, what you would do there, G, is, you can just decide on a DC for it, or if you wanted to use his stats for it, you could do it as a competing roll. So basically, if you've already decided a DC at what level, we would have to try, we'd have to get above this certain number, whatever number you make up, to convince him to not be a dick. Then you can just roll it against that number. But if it's something you want to use his, if the persuasion would be successful, like maybe in the middle of a fight he's not really focusing on that, then you might use his charisma and make a charisma check on his stats, which you can do in the combat tracker, to compete the roll. But that's up to you on how you want to handle it. Competing the roll is harder, generally, than just beating a DC.
Then he's going to see. There's his roll. All right. He stops for a second, Sako, and kind of looks at and seems to kind of go a little bit more transparent, and kind of the force kind of swirling around him kind of slows down a little bit. So, anything else for your turn?
Okay, you kind of broke up there a little bit, but I think you said that he was kind of calming down, right?
Yeah. You notice that he starts to turn a little bit more transparent, not as solid as he was, and the kind of energy moving around him seems to slow down a little bit, like the dust and stuff swirling around him from his energy pattern kind of slows down just a little bit, and he's kind of just looking at you, and he puts his hands down, slowly starting to put his hands down. So.
All right. That'll be it for that turn for now.
Okay. And we are on to the next round. Akasha, it is your turn. He's not facing you, right?
Use the tokens, G. Rotate the tokens.
I had the other window in the way, sorry.
Oh, no problem.
Wrong way. So he does have his back somewhat to you. You can kind of see over his shoulder a little bit, but he is kind of looking around the fireplace, looking over towards where Eldor is at.
Right. Honey, I'm going over here, and then I'm just gonna wait and see what happens.
Okay.
All right. Since it seems like he's calmed down a bit, I'm gonna kind of walk towards him a bit, not threateningly. I'll even stow my spear on my back and just hold both hands up, walking towards him slowly to like here-ish, and I'll kind of beckon towards Eldor as well, trying to get his help with this because he's probably gonna be a little more successful at talking to a ghost than I am. And I'll just tell him, "Look, bro, chill." Just chill. Although I was a little mad you were knocking over potential alcohol and throwing plates, but I mean, this is your place. As long as you're not a dick, you can hang out. That's it for my turn.
He looks over at, because at first when you started to walk towards him, he started to seem more aggressive again. Got more solid. Kind of looked at you, started to put his hands up, but then he saw you put your spear behind your back, and he kind of waits for a second, and then when you say that to him, he kind of just waits for a second. Can you give me a? So you were obviously doing non-threatening. So can you also give me a either a persuasion or a performance? It's up to you. In the tower, please.
No, they are the same for me. I'll go with persuasion.
Okay.
There you go.
That was a good roll. So he kind of stops, and then he looks over at Eldor, and because he's looking at you for a second, he puts his hands down, and he seems like like he's been appeased. He looks over towards Eldor, and he doesn't say it out loud, but Eldor gets like a voice in his head kind of thing, and it says, "This is my bar. What are you guys doing here?"
I'll just kind of speak out loud. The house was given to us today, and we mean no harm.
Given to you, no harm. Okay, well, what are you gonna do with this place? You know, you're gonna tear it down and build something new here, or what? This is my house. This is my bar.
I'll let them know that we're open for suggestions, and we don't want to offend them, but at the same time, we're going to have to kind of find a way to live peacefully together.
And again, like, when you guys talk out loud, you can tell that he understands you. He's just not. It doesn't seem like he's capable of being vocal himself. So he's, again, just talking into your mind, basically, Eldor. And he says, "Well, this place was at its best when we were still open to the public. It was the best, one of the best taverns around. If you fix this place up, and open the tavern back up, and we won't have any problems, and I can even help entertain the guests. I love this bar. I've been working here for a long time."
All right, that sounds fair. I'll let everybody else know what you told me, and we'll see what we can do.
So you tell the rest of the team what the spirit was telling you in your head, Sako?
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of say it out loud and make sure everybody knows that what the ghost wants.
Okay, guys. Upon the news, what's your guys' reaction?
I mean, far be it for me to turn down running a bar, of course. But I mean, having a ghostly, I guess that maybe that's a draw. Maybe we could make extra money with that, having a ghostly bartender. Like, we're gonna need a name though. Like, we call him like Bones or something stupid. Does he have a name? Does he mind if we call him something stupid?
He says, "I guess it doesn't really matter anymore, but when I was alive, my name was Woody."
Was it Cheers? Is what this is?
Yep.
Oh man.
He's from a little farm town in the middle of the country, about 1,000 miles away from here.
Now, is the spirit smoke around him smell like marijuana? Is this what goes on?
Yeah, it does. It smells like devil weed.
He's actually just a totally normal physical person inside of it. It's just a really thick cloud of smoke around him.
Oh yeah, he's actually just covered in weed smoke, man. He's just high all the time. So.
All right, so it sounds like everybody's on board then, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, as long as he's not threatening, I guess the customers thing or the opening to the public. I suppose I'm fine with that. That's going to take a lot of work, of course, but especially as rundown as the place is. But I guess, I mean, if he's kind of you know what? My biggest question is, I guess I would phrase it in a way, since he can understand me anyways, I would phrase it in a way that says, you are willing to work for free though, right? Because we're not going to pay you. I mean, you're already here and you're refusing to leave, so that's kind of your problem.
And he looks over at you, Robin, again in your head. He says, "Well, I wouldn't even know where to carry any gold coins anyway. My pockets don't work anymore. So yeah, I ain't got nothing better to do. It's better than trying to kill everybody that tries to break into this place."
You guys don't have like
this place.
You don't have like ghost malls or something? Like outlet stores for ghosts or whatever?
And he says, "Well, I heard some people walking by the other day saying something about a new store called Fantasy Costco opening up. I don't know. Maybe I'll go check and see if I can find some new ghost clothes over there, man."
Ghost clothes. Yeah, it works for me. So he can talk to. I thought it was only Eldor. Like, was Eldor just translating, or did I hear him?
No, he's not speaking out loud. He was talking into Eldor's head at first, because Eldor was the first one that started to talk to him. And then that last thing, though, when you were talking to him, he was looking at you and speaking to you telepathically.
Oh, okay.
Basically.
Okay.
So he's not speaking out loud. No, he can't speak out.
I gathered that part. I thought he was only able to talk to Eldor because Eldor was a grave cleric, so he can actually talk to all of us. He just, it's just not audible.
Yeah, because at first he was talking to Eldor because he did that, and then also because Eldor has a more spiritual connection first too. But obviously, it's like since the hostility and stuff died down, and it's like you guys are more receptive to, actually talking to him and instead of focusing on other things, then you can actually, when he looks at you, you can hear him now too when he talks into your head. So
Gotcha.
and he just hears you guys out loud. He can hear you guys when you talk out loud, and he when you look a little bit closer at him now, again, he's made himself, a lot more normal looking instead of trying to be all scary looking, and he looks like he would be a half elf. So you're guessing he would understand a few different languages in life, Elvish and Common and stuff. So.
Well, what do you think, Akasha, as far as keeping him on?
As long as he doesn't go throwing ghosts at any more walls, we should be good.
He looks over at the kitty, and then at first the ghost kind of looks mad, but then he kind of stops for a second, starts wagging his tail a little bit, like, okay.
Ghost has a lot of dog-like features.
He is a dog.
Well, it works for me, as long as you guys are okay with it. I want more information though. I want to know, like, I guess who he is, why he's here, that kind of stuff. I guess he was running this place as a bar before, but like, is this supposed to have been an inn? Like, are the rooms above, like, inn rooms, or was this like a house and it's just a bar, or what?
Oh, he says that this place.
You're cutting out, G. Give it a sec. It might be my side. Let me see.
Staticky too.
Yeah, I'm still green on my side. It's probably
It's
just
cutting
your
out.
side. Yeah, just give it a sec, G.
Okay.
Sounds like it's probably clear now because the music sounds normal. Well, maybe not. Sounds like music cutting out
Any
now.
better?
Go ahead. I think so. It sounds like it's clear now.
Okay. He says the bottom floor here was used as a public bar, and then the rest of it was the owners, and then those other rooms too that would be rented out and everything. But the rest of it is residential. So except for the little turret on the top and little watchtower thing, just in case anybody came to try to mess around or anything. But yeah, first floor is the bar, and then the other 3 floors are residential.
Well, I mean, are you willing to help us fix it up then, if we're going to be trying to turn this into, any kind of a, an actual functional building rather than just a ramshackle piece of crap?
He said happy to do everything he can and help guard the place when you guys aren't here. He knows that a lot of cleaning is going to need to be done and stuff, and he can help with that. And then he also knows to refurnish the place, to go over to the Bent Nail, because they got all kinds of furniture and stuff over there too. So get some more bar stools, everything that we need, and get this place fixed up.
Speaking of, like, I'm not much of a carpenter, but, like, do you happen to know how to hammer a bent nail? Like, can you, if we just go by this store, I mean, you're going to be able to fix this place up with bent nails? Is there, like, a special skill? Is there, like, a hammer you got to use? You got to, like, twist it a certain way?
He says, well, you can get the wood stuff from there, but you can probably get some straight nails. I know there used to be a blacksmith not far, too, just actually behind the bent nail shop. There's a blacksmith back there. He probably has some nails that ain't bent, some hammers, whatever else we might need.
Well, sounds good to me. I'll just walk over and sit back at the bar.
All right. Akasha, Eldor, what you guys doing? Anything in particular?
Yeah, nothing in particular.
I'm gonna go upstairs and check out bedrooms.
Yeah, actually, I might look at structural integrity of the house just to see if there's any notable holes in the walls, things like that.
Okay. And while you guys are doing that, you look over and the fireplace lights up. Woody looks over at the fireplace and it lights up. So now you guys got the fire going again. Let me read through this stuff real quick.
Oh wait, what time is it?
Yeah, we gotta head over around noonish. While Woody's still in the room with me, I'm gonna pull out my wet sack. I'm gonna slap the brain on the counter, and I'll just tell him it's a good thing you calmed down, because this is the last guy that made me angry and threw a plate at me.
He's like, the last guy?
You cut out there, G.
Look at him with legs. And a big old split in the middle of it.
Oh, I cut the legs off. It's just a brain now. This is an intimidation technique now.
Okay. Huh. That kind of looks a little larger than your standard human brain.
He was a big guy. You'd think with a brain this big, he would have been smart enough not to make me mad, huh?
I guess it must not be too bright, huh? Big
He dead
dumb
now.
thing. When you look around Eldor, you see that structurally, it's actually in pretty good shape structurally. Again, none of the walls lean, anything like that. There's no bows in the walls. From what you can see, the ceiling doesn't look like it has any serious damage to the roof or anything like that. It's mostly just superficial stuff. Again, it's super dirty. Some of the windows need to be replaced because they're boarded over. A lot of the furniture and stuff is broken and overturned. So work, yes, but not anything that you guys couldn't really handle on your own. There's like not any, stairs missing out of the staircases, anything like that. So,
All right. Sometimes making your way in the world today takes everything you got.
That's a good Socko, good line.
and so the Woody looks around and he's just talking to you guys, in your heads, and he says, "So, how did you guys get this place? I mean, when did it get sold? How did you guys? Are you just here claiming it as yours, or I mean, what's going on here? Because obviously we can't fix this place up if it's just. I'm not going to do like some kind of. If you guys are, criminals, I don't want to be involved in this place being stolen and used for kidnappings or some shit like that."
I mean, we came by it by legal means. It was basically a debt owed to us that the debtor was unwilling to pay, and so we parted with the deed to this place instead. So it's legal means. As for criminal element, I'm not going to make any promises. There's probably some murdering I'm going to do. So, beyond that, I don't know. Not gangs or anything of that sort, but I can't promise I'm going to be a law-abiding citizen if that's what you want.
He says, "I don't really care about that. I just don't want this place to be used for nothing but, bad shit. And, because obviously we need to run a legitimate business here and be able to actually, because we can make some money at it. And if we do have to, take care of some people snooping or to the basement, if you look over in the corner over there," and he points down to the southeast a little bit, he says, "There's a hatch to the basement down there. You could probably fit a few bodies down there."
Can I turn it into a murder cellar? Hang meat hooks from the ceiling?
That's right. And he says there's plenty of storage down in the cellars. There's a place for store the wine. There's a place to store the ale. So there's lots of places to get that, and so let's just get this place fixed up.
Well, we've got an appointment with the magistrate first to make it all official, get the form signed, all that kind of thing. So, but we'll be back shortly, anyways, with said deeds. I guess we can get started then.
He says, "Well, all right then. I'll be here. I'm gonna start tidying up." And you see a broom start to pick up and kind of sweep on its own. And then you see a sword pick up and it cuts the broom in half, and then there's like two brooms sweeping on their own. And then it's cuts it in half, and then there's like four brooms sweeping on their own. No, there's just one. But he's starting to clean the place up a bit. So.
Oh, was that Fantasia?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't seen it in a long
Mickey
time.
Mouse section.
I just thought he was being a dick and breaking things like he did with the with the plates and the thing stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to head over to the, presumably, if it's time anyways, to head over to the magistrate's office.
Yeah, and I believe it was we're just going to handle that part anyway. I'm pretty sure it said it was the Castle Ward, but Volo did tell you guys where the magistrate office is, and then he said that you guys' appointment is at noon. So after all your fun hanging out, we can just say that you guys hung out with your new friend Woody until it was about time to head over that way.
Okay. Is there a musical change? That one's still the battle music or whatever. So, I'll show you. I'll put it in my notes to remind you, or to show you how to do it, G. But basically, I put in little notes to remind myself basically when to change the audio cues. So I'll help you with how to do that.
Is that too loud?
Just a tiny bit. That's good.
Okay. All right, and when you guys go over to the magistrate's office, you guys head inside, and there's somebody sitting. You see, you guys see Volo sitting out there in the what would be considered a little waiting room area, and he says, "Hey guys," and then you go up to the counter, and the receptionist is sitting there, and then she asks, "Hey, can I help you guys?"
I mean, we're here to see the magistrate about Troll Skull Manor. Like, we gotta
Oh, okay.
cross some T's and dot some I's.
Oh, okay. And what's this about? Are you guys buying it, selling it?
Inheriting it, kind of.
Volo says, "Yeah, it was mine, but I've given it to my friends for helping me out. So transferring the deed and ownership to these three kind folks here." She says, "Okay, so just 1 minute," and then you guys are sitting back there, and there is just a couple people around you guys. And after a few minutes, the magistrate comes out. It's a drow, a dark elf woman. She comes out and says, "Right this way, please." Takes you guys, beckons for you guys to come through a door. So you guys gonna head back there?
Yeah.
Yep.
And Volo says, "Hey, I'm gonna come with you guys too, just to make sure everything's done correctly." So he hops in there too. And then she says, "All right, so you're gonna be passing off ownership of Troll Skull Manor, huh? Oh, that's a nice place. Kind of needs to be fixed up, but it's not too bad of a place."
There's a ghost there. He's got a dick.
Really? There's a ghost there? Well, no wonder that place hasn't been occupied in a while. Guess everybody was afraid of a ghost, huh?
Yeah, he was just through
Well,
plates,
alright.
that kind of stuff.
All right. And she says, "Didn't there used to be a tavern over at that place a long time ago? I thought I remembered that. People used to go in and out of there."
That's what he said.
Oh, all right. Well, cool. I hope you guys have fun with the place. She says, "All right, sign here and sign here." So you guys gonna
Yeah,
sign
of
on the
course.
lines?
Yep.
Okay. And she says, "All right, so that'll just be 25 gold pieces, and then we'll be all set."
I'm just gonna point at Volo. Be like, he's got it. We're good. I'm gonna start walking out.
And he
I'm
kind of,
going.
guys, and he's like, as you guys, are Eldor and Akasha gonna walk out too? He looks at
Oh,
Rob and says, he says, "Girl, you leaving too? Come on, Akasha, what's up? Are you leaving too, Eldor?"
Oh, I'm just gonna be silent and look at his rings that he's wearing.
He says, fine, all right. And then he, pulls his little coin purse out and drops 25 gold pieces on there and says, "The things I do for my friends, they better appreciate it."
Never mind, I'm already out. I was gonna yell at him, but I'm already out of the room.
Well, you can still hear him unless you walked all the way away. The door's still open. So did you?
In that case, I'm going to. I'm playing this up, by the way, a little bit. I'm not actually drunk, but I'm playing it up that I'm a little inebriated. I'm just gonna shout too loudly then that the things you do for your friends, we almost died for your stupid friend. You give us a rundown piece of crap house instead of paying us what you agreed.
He says, fine, but you guys met a new friend. Didn't you guys say that you're chummy with that new ghost over there now?
He threw a plate at
See,
me.
I'm networking. I'm helping you guys
Oh, yeah.
network. Come on.
Ghost is gonna just sit there and scowl at that.
We got kitty bruises to deal with.
So he looks over at Ghost and he's like, "Okay, I guess I better not make you guys mad. Well, thank you." And he thanks the magistrate. She says, "Yeah, no problem, guys. Good doing business with you." So the place is officially and legally yours now. So
All right. So mechanically then, I'm guessing, since the trade shops are nearby, is there okay, without getting into meta knowledge, is there like not an expectation, what's the word I'm looking for? Is there basically an ability for us to fix the place up for, go to this shop and you can buy the 50 gold to fix this room up, things like that? Like, is it basically, can we fix the place up? Is there rules in place already as far as the book is concerned for fixing the place up to like an operating level?
the way it left it very open-ended, it said to let the characters do as much or as little as they wanted to. I just kind of wanted to encourage you guys to let you know that you guys could do that, like the tavern part. And also, again, that was what the Poltergeist's mission was, is he was the bartender, there. And
he's in the
wanted
book?
to stay there.
I thought you might have made him up.
No, the Poltergeist is actually supposed to be there. And again, you guys could have killed him or you guys could have reasoned with him. And the way to reason with him is to do what you guys were doing and help the place, help the bar. and that's what he cares about. That was the only thing that was setting him off, is people, whenever they'd go in there, be like looters or whatever, and he would have to kill them. So that's what he cared about. So yeah, there actually is an option, but it's completely open-ended. There's nothing structured. I just thought that if you guys want to, you don't have to, but if you guys want to, you can have a little bit of fun doing that, and like and then spend a couple gold and stuff and get that in there. And then I figured if you guys want to, we can just have it be like you guys could open it to the public, and it would be a revenue generator and that kind of thing. And maybe you guys might have to deal with some dumb shit like running out of booze or something, like Sam Malone did that one time when the shipment of gin didn't come in because he didn't, or no, that was Rebecca didn't order correctly and then lied about it. So again, you guys can do as much or as little with that as you want to. I just thought you guys might have fun with it.
Cue the Revenge of the Nerds montage.
So what you guys are coming into now is an open-ended area to where you guys are going to be, like the information that Volo was giving you guys, where you're probably going to be approached by guild recruiters soon, because they've seen what you guys are doing, and now especially since you have Troll Skull Manor set up, once they see it start to be repaired, they're going to really pay attention. So you guys are basically at an open-ended part where you can kind of explore, check out the guilds, do some stuff for the guilds, some side quests, or fix up the house, basically. So...
Well, guilds, I guess the only ones we've met are bad guys. So I guess, are we talking like trade guilds, or what kind of guilds are we talking about?
There's actually a few different kinds, and I mean, there's a lot of different guilds, but some of them don't exactly matter narratively, like there are carpenter guilds and stuff like that. So if you guys wanted to, actually, again, you guys could find out about talking to some people at the carpenter guild, maybe get some help fixing the place up. But there is like 5 or 6 guilds in here that are listed that would actually be, you guys can choose which one. You don't have to, all go to the same one or whatever, but you guys can choose whichever one you want. But there's 5 or 6 that actually affect the storyline and give possible side quests and stuff like that. So, and there's one, each one of you guys is going to be approached by one guild because you're basically, your personality and stuff is what they're looking for, kind of thing, but you can choose whichever one you want to go with. You don't have to all do the same one, and you don't have to do the one that's basically quote-unquote recommended for you, kind of thing, the one that you're approached by first.
Well, okay, so I guess then probably the way to do that, at least, from, again, kind of acting out of character, of course, I would say we probably should fix the tavern up first. Like, we, make the rooms, whatever rooms you guys want, make those up to be, comfortable and functional as they are, and then fix up the main floor, fix up the tavern, kitchen, etc., to make it functional. One, so that brings in money, and then we just essentially have some passive income coming in to use to fix up the rest of the place. To hire whatever help we need, carpenters, etc. But then we could use that as a means, I suppose, of whatever potential guild recruiters are showing up to talk to us anyways. They would presumably seek us out here anyway, so a fixed up tavern would probably be the way to go. What do you guys think?
Sounds good.
That's the way to do it.
So if it doesn't have rules, G, for how much it's going to cost to hire laborers to do whatever work is needed, you know what? Do this. I don't want to Google it because I don't want to risk seeing spoilers. So Google it, G, because I'm sure people have done this. If the book doesn't already say it, then Google like fixing up Troll Skull Manor or something like that. Costs to fixing up Troll Skull Manor or whatever. Because there's probably like a set amount somewhere within one supplement or another that gives an idea that hiring a carpenter is going to be a gold a day or 5 silver a day or whatever. And here's how many days it should take, that kind of thing. And maybe we hire more and get it done faster or whatever.
Look at that.
This might be a little foreign to me since I'm literally a bull in a china shop.
It's funny too, because furbolgs there's male and female of them, but furbolgs are more cow-like, whereas a minotaur is a more bull-like, meaning basically they're it's almost like the female and the male of the same species almost, but because they're both similar stature and so on, very different in temperament certainly, but that's usually the case between the genders for a lot of animal species anyways. It's just funny that they're two separate species too. But furbolgs technically come from Celtic mythology, anyways, and they're a very different beast. They're not. They're kind of like, you know what Fomorians are. Anybody ever heard of Fomorian?
No.
Nope.
They're Celtic evil giants. Like they're monsters. They're like bite the head off of people and eat children. That kind of monsters from Celtic mythology. They're
Potato.
Yeah, I mean they're whereas the Minotaur specifically, because that's Greek mythology, but where the Minotaur is really just an animal that's trapped. It was a human that pissed off the gods, got turned into a bull, and was thrown into this place to suffer basically as a trial. But he was mindless at that point. He was basically just an animal after he was turned into the bull. So it wasn't really. It wasn't a malevolent thing. It was more just a natural beast essentially at that point, just instinct. Whereas the Fomorians are intelligent monsters that were evil. But anyway, so furbolgs were I think they were the non-evil offshoots. Let me look them up.
Okay, I was looking it up, and it says basically for unskilled laborers, you're looking at 2 silver pieces a day, and then skilled laborers, you're looking at like 2 gold pieces a day. So I was thinking if you guys want to, you can hire cheap motherfuckers, and we'll make some rolls, and they're just going to have a higher DC or whatever to see if the stuff is successful when it's built correctly or whatever. Or if you hire the skilled laborers, and obviously the DC is going to be a hell of a lot lower, and they'll be able to fix it better. Or what do you guys think?
We need a foreman, so we hire one expensive and then a crew of however many he says we need of lesser skilled. So hire the expensive one as the foreman. He'll be the project manager essentially, and then hire however many we need, 3 or 4 or whatever, other helpers just to get the tavern and the kitchen fixed up.
All right, so one actual American and then a bunch of undocumented workers for the silver pieces.
So they've been hanging outside that Home Depot that's not open yet. They've just been waiting for it to open.
They've been lifting free weights in the parking lot.
So ballpark, again, this is something that narratively you would describe this as we, find a foreman, we'd bring him in, have him give us a quote to fix the place, and let us know how many helpers he needs or whatever. He probably has his own crew and so on, and then you would tell us, okay, well, I think this will take us a week or whatever, or 3 days or whatever. It's probably, for a room this size, probably wouldn't take more than a couple of days really, but, depending on how much work needs to be done. And then, get us an amount of how much it's going to cost for all that work. And then if we're I guess since this is a time skip potentially anyways, are we just hand-waving over the amount of time that it takes, or is there specific things that, like encounters and stuff that we need to do basically, is it a time skip or not? I'm not sure. But
not exactly. But what we'll do is, again, hire the laborers, and then you guys can, you'll have to pay extra money, not just for the main materials, but if you guys want to set up like new furniture and stuff like that, then you guys can go over to the Bent Nail, because he has furniture and wooden carvings and stuff like that for decorations if you want to for the place. So those will cost extra, but obviously the materials for the work we're not going to have extra money for, so you'll just hire the laborers. And then I'd say, yeah, I mean, again, especially since you guys aren't even living there, it's not like they have to work around anybody. They could probably get it done in like 3 or 4 days. So just pay the laborers per day and have the foreman do it, make like a roll or 2 just to make sure everything goes smoothly, I think. And then you guys can decide how much and what kind of furniture and stuff you guys want to get. What do you think?
Sure.
Or just like some basic stuff. You don't have to pick out each individual piece or whatever, but figure out a few gold or whatever per each piece or whatever. Guys, let me know some stuff you might want to put on there, and we can make some notes and put little markers on it or something.
Let's do it.
Yep.
So, so after you guys are done, you guys were done at the magistrate's office. Are you guys doing anything else, or did you head back to the manor?
I don't have
Head
anything
back
else
to the
I
manor.
can do. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay. It didn't take too long with the magistrate, so it's still early afternoon, 12:30 or 1 or so probably. So when you guys get back, Woody sees you guys come in, and he's like, "Hey guys," and he's looking at you guys, and then he says, looking at you guys, he says, if you guys want to get started on this place and you need some more actual physical hands, go check with Tally at the Bent Nail, because again, working with wood like that, he has all kinds of contractors and carpenters coming in and out. He could probably point you in the right direction of some labor to hire if you want.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, you guys gonna head over to the bent nail, go talk to Tally?
Yep, check it out. Check the status of the staff.
Okay. And because that was... No, because that was the day before, wasn't it? Yeah, so this is the next day, huh? He says that he's working on both of those, and he thinks that he should have them both done probably tomorrow, possibly the next day, for the armor for the giant cat and the staff for the giant cowman. So...
Nice.
Says, okay, you guys are looking for people to help you. So, what did you guys buy that place, the manor over there, Shoal Skull Manor?
Indirectly.
Okay, well, fair enough. I mean, so you guys have that place now. You guys are gonna fix it up. Are you guys gonna keep the name? I mean, it's your place. You can change the name of the place to whatever you want to. I mean, it's your choice, but you guys can change the name. And so, are you guys here? I'm assuming because you guys wanted to fix it up. Wanted to buy some new furniture for it or something.
Some furnitures and some cabinetry, stuff like that.
Okay. He's like, I definitely got what you need, and he starts showing you guys around some cabinets and stuff, and he says, all right, we got the cabinets here. It's like, you guys probably gonna, what, bar stools, chairs, we got all that over here. Starts showing you guys around and stuff. So, are you guys going to pick up that stuff first, or are you gonna find out about getting some laborers hired?
Might as well do
Should
both.
probably get it fixed
get it
up
fixed
first
up,
before.
Right, so you guys are looking around. He's like, I know a few people, and he recommends a few names. He's like, I know a good foreman. This guy's been working with us for a while. He should be able to help you guys out. And then he always has a crew too, so I'll let him know. I actually know where he lives. I'll go by his house after I close up the shop here today. And or actually, no, I can close up for lunch. I'll go by his house and see if he's around and see if his guys are busy. See if they can give you a hand. But before that, what can I get you guys for furniture? So if you guys want to, you can figure it out later, and we can do that. But
I mean, the bar that's already there, like, it kind of adds a little nice element if it's a little bit dinged up anyway, so, but still functional. Was it, the bar specifically, was it in, decent enough shape?
yeah, it was actually in pretty decent shape, much better than the rest of it. Again, it was old, still some nicks and stuff in there for sure. I mean, it's used, but it's still structurally pretty good, and it seems like it was a bit better held up than the rest of the place. So you're thinking, what are you probably making sure that nothing happens to it and trying to keep it as nice as possible, because that's his bar, as he says.
Okay.
So the bar itself is actually in pretty decent shape. It just needs to be cleaned up, really.
Then we need tables and chairs, and then we need some bar stools, however many would fit comfortably along the bar. We're going to need, potentially, I'm assuming we'll need all new cabinetry for the kitchen and the pantry. I mean, if what's there is fine, then that's fine. Then we can leave it as is, but if it's pretty destroyed, we'll need new ones. We'll need wall hangings, art, that kind of stuff, whatever would be suitable for this, I suppose. Are the windows broken out too? I mean, everything looked boarded up, but the windows need to be replaced.
He says, okay, yeah, I know my carpenter friend can definitely help you with the windows. I got all the chairs and the tables you would need here. Cabinets are over along that wall over there. And then I don't have a whole lot in the way of artwork, but I do have picture frames if you need them. And I am, pretty good at whittling and carving my own wooden statues. So if you guys are interested in some of those.
You're cutting out a bit there, G, but
Nice.
what do you guys think, Eldor, Akasha? Any particular statuary you're interested in? Wood carvings, that kind of stuff?
I'm just focusing on functionality at this point.
Yeah.
Tally says, if I may offer one recommendation, my favorite piece is the wooden Indian over there in the corner. That looked pretty snazzy by the front door.
Like cigar store Indian?
Nice. I vote for the Wood Indian.
That works.
And then
Can you
he
see
says,
if
I
you
don't
can
know what
lug that all the way
Indians
back, Eldor? Toss it over his shoulder and carry it?
Yep, that shouldn't be too much trouble for you, Eldor. And Tally says, if not, I can help you guys. Whatever you guys buy, I'll help you carry it over to your place too. But make myself useful. So, looking under the items, gee, I don't see anything for like chairs. make that up?
I'd Google that too, or if you use the sheets that I gave you, there might be one in there in the DM screen one. If you check that, there might be something in there, but if not, just Google it. Make sure you're looking for 5th edition, so D&D 5e.
Let's see. Yeah, alright. Let's see. Not finding much luck with the prices, so...
Are you keeping a tally of this, by the way, G?
Oh no, there's not a whole lot needed. Probably wouldn't cost too much. So what do you think, like 25 or 30 gold for the furnishing, G? Would that be fair?
Chairs
that too much,
probably. Well, I mean, it takes a good amount of work, but they're not that hard to make, especially if you're making a lot of chairs. So I mean, it's probably around a gold per chair.
Okay.
Probably 1.5 to 2 per table, and based on the size of the room, if the tables are 5 foot round, can really only get probably 6 or 8 tables in the place anyway, especially because you still need standing room, for the drunken people stumbling around. I mean, probably around there is fine. Are you keeping a tally as far as like repair, how much the repairs and stuff were too, though? Because I don't have a total so far.
Yeah, and Tally says...
I meant a tally of amount of total cost, like a here's how much it's going to cost to do all this work type of thing.
Yeah, no, what I was going to say is that Tally, the shop owner, asked you guys, he's like, when it comes to the people working there, how many laborers do you guys think you're going to need? Because the foreman usually charges a couple gold pieces a day. His laborers, I think usually he pays them about 2 silver pieces a day. So how many guys do you think you're going to need roughly, so I can let him know when I go see him?
If we're talking, 3 days, let's do the foreman, and then based on the size, really anything more than 3 or 4 is going to get in the way. So we'll just call it 3 gold total. So the foreman plus the crew. The crew as high as 5 if that's what he wants. We'll just call it 3 gold a day per repairs.
Yeah. Fair. All right, and then to furnish it, yeah, that should be enough. And then he throws in after you guys get all the chairs and stuff, he actually had a bunch in stock, and we'll just say he had enough in stock so you guys don't have to wait, or it's, the next few days when he was working on your guys' stuff anyway. So he gets all the chairs and tables and stuff for you guys, gets them all built up, and helps you guys deliver them. You guys are carrying them basically one at a time back and forth through there, and then he actually goes over, and during that time too, because we'll just say it's the next couple of days, and during that time he met up with the contractor, and he is ready to come help you guys at any time. The foreman is, and so you guys get all your furniture and stuff. Actually, no, you guys get the place fixed up first, and then you get your furniture. I guess would make more sense, huh?
Yeah.
So unless you guys wanted to do, is there anything in specific you guys wanted to do during the next week or so that they're fixing the place up, and then you guys are purchasing all your furniture and carrying it in and setting it up and finishing the cleaning and all that stuff?
Just
Go ahead.
sorry, just practicing with my new half staff and all that stuff.
Yeah, I was saying he's going to pick up the armor for Ghost.
Okay, and so the armor for Ghost probably wouldn't be hard. You would probably just put like the equivalent of like a leather breastplate on him, stat wise or whatever. Is that how it would work, Holmes? Probably.
Probably. I mean, for barding, let's see if Let's see if barding is in here for horses, and I would say just treat the rules the same way. I mean, it's not combat; it's not the exact same, but meaning it would technically be less effective on a horse, but or need to be less effective. But let me see. D&D 5e. Okay, so it says any type of armor shown in the armor table in this chapter can be purchased as barding, meaning it would have the same stats, so the same AC boost. The cost is 4 times the equivalent of armor made for human, and it weighs twice as much. Armor does not add to the animal's natural AC, but rather it provides an alternative way to calculate the animal's AC. Okay, so that's an important factor to check though, Becky, is that if basically with the armor plus his dex, you would do the math on that, and if that is basically it wouldn't stack. So you would calculate his AC either what it already is, or you could take his dex modifier plus the AC of whatever the armor bonus would be, and you would pick which one. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So, what would it be for the armor, though?
Leather, I think, is 2. My items... Oh, you know what? Because I have to re-download the books again. That sucks. Because I had to clear cache. If you go to items and then, you know what, actually, if you bring the classes up and then go to the armor list, that's probably the easiest way to find it. Then you can see the breakdown of all the individuals with how much AC they are. So I'll find a table real quick on the internet.
Well, for studded leather, the AC base is 12.
Okay, so that's 2 is what it is. So, because 10 is your default AC. You can't go below that, really. And then a 2 is the armor bonus.
Alright, well then his AC is already more than that, because that'd only be 6.
So. What's his dex mod?
Plus 4.
Yeah, it'd be the same then. So math would come out to the same, because it'd be 4 plus 2. So if there's something heavier you can put on him, studded leather is light armor, so you'd have to go with medium. Can he wear medium armor? It would... I don't know that there's really a proficiency. I would say, I mean, mechanically he could, but there is, if you wear medium armor, you add dex modifier to a maximum of plus 2. So he'd actually drop his AC, meaning he wouldn't get the 4 from his dex mod anymore. He'd only get 2 from that, and then whatever the armor of or whatever the AC of the scale or chain or whatever it is you try to put on him.
Yeah, and I was going to go with leather because I still want him to be, like, stealthy.
Yeah, if you go, that's the other thing too, is if you go anything heavier than that, then he would have disadvantage on his stealth rolls. So basically, since he's already at 16 anyway, that would be kind of where you would be leaving him unless we buff him in other ways. So like magic items can do that, things like that, but regular armor isn't going to help him, because it would basically the narrative would be that he's really fast on his own, so he's dodging more hits. But if you put armor on him, that's going to kind of reduce his fastness, enough that it would basically either wash or be less for him. But there's still other means of increasing his AC anyways. Armor wouldn't be the way to go, or regular armor wouldn't be the way to go, except for flavor. Like if you just want to have armor on him because it looks cool, you know what I mean?
Alright. Yeah, because his AC now is 14, so...
Well, then you should go with the leather armor. How is his AC only 14? You said the base is 16, right?
No, his base AC I thought was 14.
Okay. Well, in that case then, if his dex is 4, then you do want to put studded leather on him, because that'll get him to 16.
His base AC is 12, and he gets plus 2 from the proficiency bonus, which gets added to it.
I see. Okay. Then in that case, that math, you would be throwing that math out, and you would go with the AC modifier plus his dex bonus, which right now would be better. If you go with studded leather, he would get 2 from the studded leather and 4 from his dex mod, making his AC 16 rather. So that would be the way to go, but it does mean that as he levels, eventually he'll want to take that off, because as he levels and the proficiency modifier goes up, there will be a point at which the proficiency would be better than the AC bonus from the armor.
Okay. I'll just do that then until he gets to that point.
Cool. Like the black belts, I think they were, in Final Fantasy 1, where eventually you want to take their weapons off. Remember, G?
Hell yeah. Yep.
All right. So, then, okay, so yeah, if she's got her barding there, then that would put her ADC to 16. Do you know how to fix that, Becky? Do you remember?
Yeah, the little magnifying glass, right?
Yeah, on the main page, magnifying glass to the left of it. Because you can't equip the, you might be able to actually if you put it on this character sheet. But if you just do where it says armor, it says base 10 on the bottom line. Armor will be 2, and Dex will say full.
Yeah,
If you do that, then it'll come out to 16.
it already says that.
Cool. Then you're good.
But it's at 14, not 16.
But his Dex mod is +4.
Yeah.
Oh, the armor's not equipped. No, you changed the armor number to 2, right? Where it says armor.
Armor says 2.
All right, go ahead and on the far right where it says miscellaneous, change that to 2. And that'll get you to 16.
Alright.
It's a little bit wonky, I guess, because he doesn't have race and class levels, so maybe it's not factoring in his Dex mod like it's supposed to.
Okay.
But as long as it shows 16, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's up there.
Okay. All right, then what I would be in that meantime anyways, I would be finishing the dissection for the brain and the gazer, and then tossing, because those are going to rot, by that time. So, take whatever would be useful out of those. I have to drop off a couple of letters at whatever serves as a post office, and that's about it for the week. So whatever else you have for us, G.
Okay, and so you go to mail your letters off, all right? And then during that time, I'll figure out exactly what it is, but I wanted to do, if this isn't too overpowered, G, give me your opinion on this. Would like a +1 quarterstaff be too overpowered for Sako? Of what Tally made for him? Would that be too strong, or?
Well,
what?
it would be in the sense of a magic weapon unless he's paying a lot for it, because a magic weapon is going to be, I'm not even sure.
That's what makes it +1, huh?
Yeah, that's where the +1 comes from. But that being said, you can, if it's something like a mastercrafted kind of a thing, like where it's not magical, meaning that it won't bypass resistances on things that are resistant to non-magical weapons, but you can have a +1 as far as the stats are concerned. But of course, the price needs to show that. So if he's spending a long time in making, a mastercrafted staff for Eldor, then he pays a good amount for it, but then that'll have a +1 modifier. It just won't bypass the magical resistances.
What do you think, Sako? Is that fair? So a good
It works.
same thing as same stats, just not actually magical.
Yeah, that works.
And so would that just be the same price as a standard +1 quarterstaff since it's not magic G?
No. It wouldn't be that expensive. It'd probably be somewhere in the halfway mark. I mean, a regular one cost basically dirt. Magic weapon prices. Let's see. That would be a uncommon weapon, I think, which would be between 100 and 500 gold for a magic one, not for a masterwork. I'd say probably in the range of, because it's just basically a stick, for the amount of time it'll take him to make it, probably 50 to 60 goldish. Not much.
Okay. So just do 50.
This is you would be negotiating with Eldor at this point, so.
Okay. So, yeah, Tally says, what do you think, big guy? About $50. I made this pretty nice staff for you. Here, check it out. And he says, you think 50 gold's a fair deal on that? And he hands it over to you, let you check it out.
Yeah, 50 sounds all right. Maybe you can help us out with some furniture costs in the future, but 50 is good.
I can definitely do that. Thank you, guys. And so for the rest of the week, you guys got everything all built up, and everything is fixed, and you guys have everything there. You were gonna go with the armor for Ghost, right, babe?
Yeah.
Okay.
I already took off the gold for it.
And you said that was what, G, normally 4 times the... Okay, you already guys got that taken care of.
Yeah, it was
But,
4
okay.
times. Yeah, she already took it off anyways. But I didn't take anything out as far as costs for repairs and everything yet. So do you have like a number for us of how much that cost? Because I didn't tabulate it all.
Because it would be 3... Let's just say they were there for 3 days, so that would be...
15
we'll just say,
for the
like,
workers, 25 for the furniture, whatever else we bought, like a
Yeah,
cigar store
I think
Indian,
that
stuff like that.
they were, it'd be about 3 gold pieces a day total for each, for all the labor. And so they're probably there like 3 or 4 days. So, I mean, 10, 10, 12, or 9 or 12, basically. So if you give them 15, it's a little bit of an extra tip if you want to. Or if not, it would have been like, we'll just say 12 for that. And then, what would you say, another 20, 25 for the furnishings? So
Yeah, I mean,
30,
that basically between
35.
repairs and well, if it's 2 gold for the contractor, I said up to another gold, so another 5 workers, meaning a total of 6 working on the place. That's one extra gold, meaning a total of 3 times 3 days is 15 plus the 25 for the furniture is 40. So I just don't know what else was on there. So we're at 40 gold total so far for the repairs. I just don't know what else. I guess we needed to stock the place, so probably at least 10 gold worth of alcohol, tankards, stuff like that. Oh, the cabinetry as
Growlers.
well. Yeah, all of the what's the word I'm looking for? Like dishes, basically.
Gotcha.
Whatever.
Glassware.
Yeah, glassware. There
I
you
was
go.
going to say, yeah, exactly. Bowls, dishes, and stuff. So, what, another 10 or so for that?
Probably. I'm thinking at least like we're about 50-ish right now between all of that, and then some whatever supplies cost too. I don't know that it'll be that much for the whole place, but probably another 15 to 20. So we're probably looking at about like 70-ish total, I think, unless there's something else that we're forgetting that isn't thrown in there already.
I can't think of anything because, yeah, new furnishings, and then, of course, the food and the booze, the carpentry work, and the furniture. I think that's about it. Because the rest of the house, we'll just say anything that needed to be done carpentry-wise, like any small repairs or whatever that the laborers took care of while they were there. So, and then I'm assuming you guys cleaned it there too. So unless you wanted to do extra furnishings for the rest of the place, but there is still like a few beds and stuff in there. So, I mean, you guys could make do living in there for now if you wanted to, and not have to buy anything extra if you don't want to for the rest of the place. So, because obviously nobody's going to see the rest of the place. It's up to you guys how fancy you make the rest of it. So.
Yeah, I won't be doing it. I mean, my room will be pretty sparse. I won't really be doing hardly anything in there. Probably just a cot.
Yep. So,
so we're looking at
what about
23-ish. Yeah, so 23 gold each. If you guys want to subtract them from your current totals.
All right.
Right. I took mine off.
How much was that again?
23 minus 23.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Time. You guys get it all fixed up, and you guys are ready to go. You got it all stocked and stuff. So whenever you guys are ready, you can open it up to the public. It's up to you guys. So.
Yeah, I think as soon as it's ready, anyways, we'll probably have to look up rules for whatever passive income would be for a kind of a low grade tavern. But once it's ready, anyways, we can at least have that kind of ticking in the background, essentially, while we're doing other stuff.
Are we keeping the name?
Oh yeah, if you guys want to, you can change the name. It's just called Troll Skull Manor right now.
What do you guys think? Let me Google fun tavern names. These are all pretty lame. Here, I'll drop the list in Discord.
$213 Burly Beholder.
Might piss off Xanathar Guild.
Could just call it Ghost Bar.
That works. Works on 2 levels.
I'm good with that.
All right, guys.
You know what?
So
That's
Ghost Bar.
if we were going to do iconography as far as statuaries and things like that. It should probably be like lions' heads and stuff like that. If Ghost is going to be our mascot, which has the double entendre, of course, of being Woody as well.
Yeah, well, if you guys go over and talk to Tally, I'm sure he can carve you guys up whatever you want for any kind of stuff like that. And also, if you want a sign for the door representing the name, because there wasn't any sign or anything on it now. It's just the place was known as Control School Manor before. So if you guys want to, you can get a plaque or a sign or whatever made for the front door. So that way, people know that you are open for business whenever you guys are ready.
Yeah, let's do it.
And he says, when it just a few statues and then that the sign for above the door, he says that he'll just put that on the house. You guys have given him so much business recently and helped him out so much. So, and then he'll just do it for free. He said so. I guess you guys can just we'll just hand wave that part. So. All right, and now are you guys opening up, or are you guys just going to be?
Yeah, let's open up.
Hanging out. You guys are open in public, all right. So, I'm going to make a note of that. We'll figure out, how to figure out what kind of money comes in daily and kind of stuff like that, so give me a second. All right, and actually, can you guys all three give me, yeah, just flat. Please give me perception checks in the tower, please.
Okay.
Okay. Just in the last, week or two, whatever it's been since you guys have been getting everything fixed up, you've been going in between the shops and out, kind of checking out your neighborhood as well too, in this whole little Control School alley down here. And everybody seems friendly. Nothing really seems too off. Rav and Eldor didn't notice too much, but Akasha, you have noticed. You did see one time out of the corner of your eye, you did see what looked like a small humanoid with dark skin was peeking out from behind a corner and didn't think that you could see them, and you got a very quick glance of what you just saw was some darker skin with a hood on and like a small humanoid frame, and then they ran off behind the building and you did not see them. So.
And they're just watching us?
You have no idea. You just saw, again, just a head with a hood on it and darker skin, and looked like a relatively shorter person, not super tall, peeking just their eye out from around. You saw them. As soon as they noticed that they were seen, they instantly got behind the building, and then they were gone. If you decided to even pursue them, you would have had no idea where they went or anything. So, but in the neighborhood, when you were out doing your dailies, picking up furniture or whatever, so.
Okay.
And now, in that time that you guys have been open, you guys have had new customers coming through and stuff like that. You guys are meeting new people, selling drinks, and every once in a while, Woody will do something fun again, like light the fireplace up on his own or something, or he'll like one of you guys will go to slide a beer down the bar and you barely tap it and it goes all the way to the end and then kind of just stop real quick. A couple things like that. Nothing to scare anybody, but just he wants to have a little bit of fun. And he has been helping you guys out, and he takes care of some of the cleaning and stuff in the back and all that good stuff, and walks around so nobody can see him and make sure that security is tight and nobody's trying to cause trouble or anything like that. So,
is he tending bars? I mean, is he visible to because we can't tend the bar, so we'd either have to hire someone else if he's not going to do it, or whatever. But I guess is he visible to people, or is he not appearing to them?
No, he's not appearing to them because it's still pretty new, so he's kind of behind. So we'll just, I forgot about that. So you guys can hire a bartender, and again, you don't even need to worry about that because the profits coming in is enough to pay the bartender, so we'll just say that part is hand waved. But so if you guys wanted to pick up a bartender.
Yeah. So roll up a random NPCG. You don't have to do it right now, just before next week or something, have that rolled up. And then so we have a description and a name and things like that. And then we can just pay them out of what income the bar is bringing in. We'll just subtract it out of it.
Okay. So then you guys can, we'll do that random thing get built up there. Okay. And in that time, so which one was it? Real quick. Let's see. All right, there's one day, Akasha, where you take a step outside because you just want to get some fresh air. You're used to being in the city, but you still want to get some fresh air because you used to spend a lot of time out in the wilderness and in the nature. And Ghost was outside too, so you went out to go see what he was doing and get some fresh air. And you see the exact opposite of Ghost. This small little white cat comes walking up to you, and it looks at you, and it says, interested in joining the Emerald Enclave? Come meet us at Falconmoor in the Southern Ward. And then it just walks off. It doesn't disappear or anything, it just walks off. It was an actual all-white, regular-sized cat.
Okay, wait, now I'm trying to write that down. What did it say?
Interested in joining the Emerald Enclave? Come meet us at Falconmoor in the Southern Ward. And let me type that out for you.
Thank you.
Because it's spelled very oddly. Falconmoor. Alright, and there is, let's see. Alright, and there is one day where you guys are, again, just sitting there watching everything that's going on, making sure everything's good, serving up drinks, talking to customers and stuff like that. And you actually see a piece of paper that it's a thin piece of paper, and it's in the shape of a bird though, and it's flying like it is a bird. And it comes in and it lands in your hand, Rav. Do you open it?
Yeah.
It stops moving as soon as it lands in your hand, and as soon as you open it, it just feels like it lost anything that was making it animated or move or anything like that. And you open it up, and scrolled in there, it says, Rainier tells us you are a good bet. He bought you tickets to the opera tonight at the Light Singer Theater in the Sea Ward. If you are interested, meet Mert, M-I-R-T, at intermission in private box C. Oh, and formal attire is required for admittance.
I don't like that last part.
Gotta dust yourself off.
I think Kalashite garb.
We don't have to, of course. But...
I think Kalashite garb is formal enough, or at least I'm gonna at least try. I'll go, but obviously next week or whatever. But I'll see. But I think I'm gonna sneak in with what I'm wearing.
Okay. If not, Tally might know of a place to get some new duds locally. I'm sure he knows other shopkeepers. So
I'm not interested.
It's up to you. Okay, and there it is. All right, and again on another weekday, weekend day, whatever, another day in the bar. You guys are sitting there doing your usual, and you see a woman walks in, and she is definitely dressed and has insignias on her that make her seem like she is definitely official, and has a sword across her back and a shield across her back with some chainmail armor on, and lots of official-looking insignias. And she comes up to you, Eldor, and she says, she invites you to the Hall of Justice, which is the Temple of Tyr. She tells you it's in the market, west of the market, in the Castle Ward, so over in the Castle Ward. And she says she's interested in having you join the Order because they look for people who are into doing good, people, she doesn't say this, but, clerics and stuff like that, so people who are want to heal others and help others and stuff like that. And she thinks that you might be perfect for the Order if you're interested. Again, it tells you to meet her at the Halls of Justice in the Castle Ward.
Hall of Justice. Do I have to wear any type of tights or anything like that?
Yep.
All right.
And
When are we meeting up for that?
she says just come by anytime and say that Savra sent you. Savra.
Okay, got it. Savra.
And that opera is actually going a couple of different nights, so you can choose which night you want to go. They're gonna be there. I said on the note for Ralph. So
Cool. Yeah, we can
decide.
do that. Well, I mean, just because we're running out of time here, anyways, we can do that next week. But
Yeah.
I guess so. Let's go ahead and let's just call it here then. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Cool.